365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish we-done whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello, you are listening to the 365 Flicks podcast. This is episode 68, and I am the Scottish Whedon whore, Chris.
And I am your pissy ex-video store clerk, Kev.
Tidy.
Yeah, very good, very good, very good. 68.
68, get in there.
One away from the sexy talk, as Brigger calls it.
Does Brigger call it that? I don't think he calls it that.
Does he have sexy talk?
No, he probably just does a Remy Vilcloyet or something like
Yeah.
that. It's work, he's got 3 kids.
It's always a downer. It's always a downer when you start these episodes. We really need to start working on our entrance, man.
It started well and it just went down.
What it is
Anyway.
we're good at the vinegar strokes, you know, which is like the last 10 minutes.
Do Americans know what that is?
Vinegar strokes.
Google it, we're not explaining that shit.
Yeah, your next Google words, whatever they call that section, Jeff, Google vinegar strokes, yep, or danger wank. Have you ever had a danger wank? Do you know what a danger wank is?
When someone's going to come in.
It's when like your wife's downstairs making a cup of, or your mum, it's even better when it's your mum. Your mum's downstairs and you say, "Ma'am, make us a cup of coffee." She puts the kettle on, so you start wanking furiously, and you basically have to shoot your nut before she gets the cup of coffee into your bedroom.
No, I have not done that.
No?
No.
Well, each to their own. So yeah, we have an absolutely jam-packed episode for you tonight. Would you like to explain what we've got coming up?
Yeah, sure. Well, we've got the usual news, a bit of news for you, a couple of things to have a rant about, a couple of things to tell you. What have we been watching? We've got a few bits and pieces there. And then we have a little bit of Buffy talk for you.
Yeah, you want to talk Buffy, don't you?
I do want to talk Buffy because it's the don't say yeah like that. It's the 20th anniversary of when Buffy the Vampire Slayer first started on TV.
Yep.
And you know,
is it since the first episode or since it finished?
First episode.
Right, since the first episode.
Yeah, Christ, it better not be that. But you know, I like me a bit of Buffy.
You do.
So I wanted to do something Buffy-y.
Admittedly,
I am the Scottish Whedon whore, so, you know, you got to do that thing.
You are the weed-on whore.
I am the weed-on whore.
You have been weed-on.
Mm-hmm.
Class. I've been meaning to say that for like 20 episodes.
Have you really?
No. But yeah.
So we are going to be doing a little bit of a cheeky retrospective of the episode from season 4. The episode is Hush. It's pretty much considered, well, by a lot of Buffy fans to be the very best episode of Buffy that was made. So we're going to be talking about that later on.
We will be. We certainly will be. In your Buffy retro. Because every now and then we kick in a retro section.
Oh, yeah.
I think we've done it once.
We've done it once. we did it with This Is England. We've been planning for about 6 months now to do it with Life on Mars.
Yeah, because we want to do like a separate show with it. We don't want to.
We kind of just got busy.
Yeah, as always.
Another separate show that we do, Indie Talk. Go and have a listen to those.
But you can get them on the same feed, which is where?
Wow, segue. I was finished talking about Buffy or the show. We're also got a top 5. God's sake, fucking rushing me.
Crack on then.
So we've also got a top 5 for you coming up, which is top 5. Now, you fucked this up earlier on the Facebooks.
Big time,
I'd already posted it, nice and clean. People replied,
yep, you did.
Understanding what the fuck I was going on about, and then you arsed it up.
Yep.
So the top 5 that we are doing is top 5. I'm going to arse it up now. Top 5 last ever TV episodes or TV series finales.
When you sent the idea to me, that's not what it said. It said last ever no, it didn't even say last ever. It just said top 5 TV finales. So to me, I took that as finales of any season.
I said series finale, which means the entire show.
Well, my list is a little bit more wonkier than yours.
So you've blaked your fucking list.
I haven't blaked. Well, I suppose I have blaked it. But no, like I chose my top 5. I finalised my top 5, and then I realised what I'd done, and I was like, no, fuck it, I'm not budging. Mm-hmm. But then I threw in a little bit of a caveat because I also wanted to name the worst season finale of a TV show as well. Now, again, that could be mid-season finale. It could be a season 1, season 2, season 3 finale. It doesn't have to be the last ever episode.
No, I've done it. I've done last ever episode.
Well, I'm glad you've done that.
I've stuck to the rules that we set out.
The rules that you set out.
Haven't.
The rules that you set out.
No,
that were
the rules that we set out.
The rules that were never clear to start with.
To be fair, though, I sent you like fucking 10 different ideas for top 5s, and then you ignored them all, you double blue tick fuck. And by the way, tell you what, if you double blue tick me one more time, I'm going to buy a 3D printer, right? I'm going to buy a 3D printer. I'm going to make sure it's fucking really charged up. I'm going to print off 2 3D massive double blue bastard ticks, and I'm going to fucking beat you to death with them.
Sweet.
Okay.
That is awesome. That's way more graphic than I thought it was going to be.
So that's our show.
Yeah.
It's not the show yet, but, you know.
Yeah. It's not a show proper.
So, but as you alluded to before, you can find us on the Facebooks, and you can find us on the Twitters. If you type in 365 Flicks Podcast. We are also on many networks, a couple of whores. We are
big holes.
We are on the awesome Tangible Network, the wicked radio network run by Big Sexy Dev.
And his tiny hands, apparently.
And his tiny hands, yeah. Is that going to be weird?
That's going to be very weird. It's going to be like shaking hands with 2 Jeremy Beadles. Because he had a midget hand, didn't he?
They don't know who that is over there, do they?
Well, I thought they would, because was he not a wrong in the end?
Not Jeremy Beadle.
No, that was Micheal Barrymore, wasn't it?
It's a bit of a difference.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Micheal Barrymore didn't host the video thing.
Who You've Been Framed?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, where was I?
What did Micheal Barrymore do then?
He allegedly...
Allegedly.
He had... he had a big sex party and...
Nothing wrong with that.
A kid died. Not a kid, but you know, like a young man.
I can almost hear those eggshells you're walking on.
I know, right? It's your fucking fault. Allegedly, don't sue us. But he like died in the pool or something, and
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Micheal Barrymore covered, done.
Yep.
Let's move on. Where else can they find us? If they're still listening.
So we're also on Wee Weeks, and we are on our British home, nerdly.co.uk, which is awesome. Everybody should check that out.
They should. They really should.
And of course, on the Twitters, you can find us on #PodernFamily.
Yay! Where a couple of episodes back, I gave a shout out to a podcast that I love listening to, Sweet Story Bro. And it wasn't until I listened to his next episode that I realised I fucked his name. I called him Justin in the episode, and his name's Steve. So, so I'm just gonna super report. But you know what?
That's amazing.
This is how fucking classy this dude is, right? This is how classy he is.
Was he answering to Steve?
No, he was answering to Justin.
Sorry. Right, okay.
This is how classy the dude is. He listened to the episode, and he gave us a little shout out on the Twitter, said how surreal it was and how awesome it was that we gave his little podcast a shout. His podcast's amazing, by the way, so listen to it. Steve's podcast. And but he didn't mention the fact that I called him the wrong name. That's how classy this dude is.
Is he British?
No, he's an American British.
Oh, right. An American British, what's that?
He's an American who was born in Hong Kong but lives in Britain.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say that's a very British thing to do.
It is.
If somebody calls you the wrong name, you just go along with it.
You do that, yeah.
In case you appear rude.
Yeah, my name's Justin, I'm sorry. It's not, though, it's Steve. And Steve, keep doing what you're doing. Your podcast's awesome. I just wanted to call attention to that because you never, and I felt like a prick. So, but thank you for not calling attention to it. See, if that was Dev would have tweeted in saying his name's not Justin, you tit. You know, with his corrections and whatnot.
I think he would have spelled it a big...
I'm going to pick up my half pint that looks like a pint with my tiny hands.
Why is he Cornish?
I don't know. So, networks, you've covered that. iTunes, you can find us on iTunes. Stitcher, Podomatic, can't find us on Podomatic, we're not on there anymore. Libsyn, this is fucking terrible. Can we just crack on with the news?
Well, yeah.
Big Ben bongs, bong, bong, bong. Tom Patton, ladies and gentlemen, it has been announced, it's official, is going to be screening Redwood at Sci-Fi Weekender, number 8, which is where we are going to be a week today.
A week today, we'll be down there.
Probably around about this time we'll have got there by now.
Probably
hopefully.
having a cheeky pint at this point.
I would hope so. It's going to be a long drive. Maybe just have a couple of pints while we're
Oh,
driving.
I'm taking some sleeping pills for the drive flight.
Oh, you dick. But yeah, so Tom is bringing Redwood, his new movie. We reviewed Pandorica on the website some time back. Tom cheekily kind of got in touch with us on the Twitter after seeing our review, and I decided, you know what, in for a penny, in for a pound, so I hit him up for an interview. He came on the Indie Talk episode. Turned out Mike Beckenham was in the new movie Redwood. Mike Beckenham we previously spoke to about Pegasus Bridge, so that was all nice, that was all relative, and now they are taking Redwood for its first screening at Sci-Fi Weekender.
Yes, and we will be there, front row.
Yeah,
maybe not
front row. I doubt they'll let us in the front row.
Well, it depends how far away the screen is.
Yeah, you don't want to be too close.
No.
Unless there's boobies flopping all over the place, then you want to be right in the front row centre. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
have you been drinking for long tonight? Or?
I'm back on my pills, so don't worry about it.
All right, okay.
It's all good. So we are going to be there at Sci-Fi Weekender in Hweli in North Wales. Sci-Fi Weekender, for those who don't know, is obviously it's a sci-fi sort of. They don't really call it a Comic-Con. It's more of an event.
It's like a big fucking festival kind of thing.
It's like it's a big 4-day weekend, shit ton of cosplay going on, there's retro gaming zones going on all over the place, there is all sorts of stuff happening. I mean, you're going to be going to see your new cosplay pal, aren't you?
Yeah. I think that'll be good.
Hashtag trumpet pool.
There's no need for a hashtag.
So what does he do? Does he just dress as Deadpool and plays the trumpet?
I think he dresses as Deadpool and plays the trumpet.
I'm
assuming there's going to be a comedy aspect to it. It does sound very much like an act you get at the Edinburgh Fringe.
It does a little bit, but a trumpet pool.
Well, I've made a request for.
You have made a request, so we will be front row centre for that, and I think we won't have problem getting front row centre for that. I'm looking forward to seeing all the cosplay. I've been watching some of the videos of previous years, and it looks fucking great. I cannot wait to go. It's a nice 4-day weekend away from the wife and kids, and I get to do something geeky.
There you go.
Great.
Are you cosplaying?
I may cosplay as myself, yes.
Damn.
I might go as a Scottish Whedon whore, and you could go as a Pissy X video store.
Oh, no. I couldn't do that.
Okay, fine, whatever.
I don't want to be getting inside your head.
I don't want you. Trust me, you really don't. But yeah, we cannot wait to see Redwood. They released a new poster for it. Looks great. Nice and creepy great. But yeah, it looks fantastic.
What happens, right, if it's really fucking scary and one of us, me, just goes in the middle of the fucking movie?
It'll be alright.
It'll be fine.
I think they will.
I'll just blame you. And then
they will take that as a sign as if they have done their job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And of course,
what if I get frightened and grab you by the hand, and then it's not you, it's someone else?
I was going to say I'm always there for you, buddy, but if it's someone else,
if I'm sat next to Nicholas Brendan,
well, if you grab Nicholas Brendan's hand, whatever.
It's probably not going to be any pints after that, is it?
Straight in order.
Yeah,
possibly.
Something to frame though.
What, his face? You're going to take his face off and frame it?
Jesus, no.
But yeah, as you just alluded to, Nicholas Brendan's going to be there. So we're looking forward to possibly maybe getting a little chat with him. That would be awesome. Even just meeting the guy would be awesome. So we're up for that.
As we said, we're kind of all about the Buffy tonight. So
yeah. And
I've got no idea what I'm going to say to Nicholas Brendan if I meet him.
Mike's going to be there, so we'll get to see Mike again. Again, for the first time, that'll be awesome. And there are going to be other awesome guests, as I said on the last episode that we spoke about, and I'm now convinced that you're definitely not taking the piss out of me. Pat Sharp is going to be there, and I can't fucking wait.
Oh, yeah.
The man tweeted me. Obviously, I put a tweet out there, and then he liked it, and then he mentioned me back, and he was all like, yeah, but if you're going to come and meet me, you have to bring your own twins and your own go-karts. Dude, I'm fine with that.
I think that was like an invite to a sex party.
With Pat Sharp, I'm there.
You could be the guy in the pool.
If Pat Sharp had a sex party, do you think it would be called the Fun House?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to put the Fun House so that they don't get sued though. Do you think he'd wear his mullet?
I would hope so. In a sex party, I would hope so.
So would I. I'm all about the mullet, like. But yeah, I cannot wait. That really went somewhere else. I cannot wait to meet Pat Sharp. That's going to be great. And a whole host of many, many others. The new R2-D2, Jimmy V, is going to be there. He's taken over from Kenny Baker. And, of course, Arnold Ace Rimmer himself.
Yeah.
Chris Barry.
I saw a photo of Dave Hastings, who is the director of Sustain, who will... That's spoilers. That's an upcoming indie talk. It's a very good one. He got his photos taken with Chris Barry. And, yeah, I looked like a good guy.
But was it one of those things, like he tells us on, again, spoilers, on the indie talk, he just walked up to him and said, I'm making a movie, do you want to be part of it?
Possibly.
Because if it worked for Ian McNeice,
well,
it's going to work with Chris Barry.
Maybe that, saves on agent fees.
Yep. Yeah, it does. We just walk up to them at Comic-Cons, be in my movie.
Oh, movie.
Catch them at a good moment. Aye. So yeah, that's Sci-Fi Weekender, which is where we are going to be from the 31st?
30th to the 2nd.
30th till the 2nd.
Yes.
And that is going to be absolutely awesome. And if you are there, if you happen to be there, come and find us. We'll be wearing swanky little T-shirts. We'll have little postcards. We'll be recording things left, right and centre.
Yeah, we've got some things planned.
We have got some things planned. Not as much as I'd like to, but, small steps, baby steps. And we may even be doing some video diaries, maybe. Possibly. That would be cool.
Would be cool.
Yeah. With trumpet pool.
Might be it. With what now? Oh, trumpet pool. Okay, yep. Aye.
See, you're that excited about seeing him, you'd forgotten.
Yeah, I think you're taking the piss.
No, this is not like the thing with Pat Sharp. Like, I know that you're happy to meet him. Trumpet pool. So yeah, let's crack on with the news. Do you have any news?
I do have news. I think trumpet pool's going to be good though.
I know. He probably will be. First bit of news, buddy.
Right. Let's talk Terminator franchise.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah. So, well, we got some contradicting bits of news because one day the franchise was all but dead.
Yep.
T6 was removed from the Paramount release schedule, and it come out that neither Arnie or Amelia Clarke had been offered new contracts or anything like that. So that was one day this week.
Yep.
And then not even a day later, Skydance Media, the CEO of that, David Ellison, came out. So he didn't come out, but he released it.
He works in Hollywood. He's probably already out.
Skydance Media is involved with Star Trek, isn't it?
Yes, Skydance is JJ's sort of.
Isn't that Bad Robot?
Well, yeah, Bad Robot's JJ's thing, but Skydance pretty much has its hand on almost everything that JJ does as well.
Yeah, fair enough. So JJ is going to be involved with Terminator?
No,
shame. So he said that the franchise has an incredibly bright future and there's a huge announcement coming.
Ooh.
You never know.
Do you think the huge announcement could be, because remember there was word a little while back that James Cameron was getting the rights back?
Isn't that like 2019 or something?
It's going back to him. That could be the announcement. They're probably just going to give it back to Cameron. Cameron's going to reboot it. The thing I read was that they want to do another one, but they're going to do an X-Men tried to do it so that the other ones no longer mattered. They tried to reset it to X-Men 2.
Right.
When they made Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
They tried to set it back. This is apparently what they're trying to do with Terminator, or what they're hoping is going to happen. They're going to take it back to Terminator 2 so that 3 Salvation...
Isn't that what they did with Genesis? They took it back so that
I think
none of them mattered.
They tried to do that, but they tried to be far too clever with it to the point where nobody knew what the fuck was going on. Because Genesis, by the end of Genesis, I was just sat there going, so it matters but it doesn't? Or it doesn't matter, but it does.
I remember listening to the Jock and Nerd episode about it before I actually saw the movie.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, that just sounds appalling.
You would think that about most movies that they review, though.
Well, that's very true.
They are quite hateful.
Although they are quite hateful. Well, not so much Imran, but it's
Imran loves,
isn't it?
Imran loves everything.
Starts doing his gang signs and then
it's millennials. Millennials are the millennials are the new emo. That's all they are. But yeah, I did actually. I'm glad that you brought that up because the same producer, David Ellison, of, what was it, Skydance?
Mm-hmm.
He also came out this week, and he is gunning very, very hard for David Fincher to take on World War Z 2.
Okay.
And he thinks it's pretty much going to happen.
I'm up for that.
He thinks that he's pretty much got Fincher's blessing, but it's not 100% confirmed. But we've been saying for a little while that if Fincher does want to do it, it's a fucking good idea.
Oh yeah.
So drop Brad Pitt with the scarf, and World War Z 2 Fincher.
Yeah, why not?
But like, I read that about Terminator Genesis, and I thought, oh, he's taking a bit of a walk off the map. That's a bit strange to be coming out with that shit. And then the next article I read, same producer, same company, World War Z 2's back on.
So they've been busy then.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, is he the new CW? He's just going to renew everything? Is he?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably a little bit more involved. Than, CW just goes like, tick, tick, tick,
green light,
tick,
green light, green
tick,
light,
tick,
green
tick,
light.
tick, 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 pop.
It's like, oh, we don't like to see an X. Oh, ticks. Ticks all the way. But yeah, that was, I just thought maybe he'd...
I'm good for that. I want to see World War Z 2.
I do want to see it, and I do want to see David Fincher at the helm, because you know me, I love a bit of David Fincher. In other Brad Pitt news, though,
Yes.
did you see that he and another person are in the front running to play Cable in Deadpool 2?
Oh, I'm getting sick of seeing this.
I'm a little bit sick of it. Personally, I saw Brad Pitt's name and I was like, meh. The other guy, though, Michael Shannon.
I'm not getting excited about it because...
No?
No, because it's fucking... You've had Pierce Brosnan, you've had Michael Shannon, fucking Brad Pitt, you've had Keira Knightley. Just fucking cast them already and stop with this fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. But I really think that's just Deadpool marketing, really.
Yeah,
and,
I suppose.
And for one, I would like to have a bit of a go at Deadpool marketing, because I've not seen Logan yet, so I don't know how Logan ends. I saw all the things about Hugh Jackman saying that it was going to be his last outing as Logan. And a teaser trailer for Deadpool, like another one of these Ryan Reynolds teaser trailers, I got the feeling it pretty much tells you the ending to Logan. And I wasn't very happy.
I think that was maybe a stinger that you got in America.
Right. Well,
maybe not all of them, I don't know. But, I watched an Angry Joe review of Logan.
Right.
And he was talking about Deadpool. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if maybe select viewings of it in America had that bit on it. I've not seen the thing that you're on about, but I saw a still of it. But we didn't, in the UK, we didn't get any stinger scene.
Well, it was played on YouTube as like a teaser trailer for the next movie. And I got a little bit pissed off because I was kind of like, so I guess I know how Logan ends.
Well, you know how to sort that.
What? Watch it.
Stop being such a pissy fuck and go and see it when normal people go and see it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't expect that soon to be releasing teaser trailers left, right, and centre, because Deadpool seems to be having a new one every week. Like the really one thing that we said in the run up for Deadpool 1 coming out was that the marketing strategy they put forward was bar none probably the best thing ever. It got everybody who didn't care about Deadpool jazzed. They started getting interested, like all the feel your balls for cancer kind of thing and all that. All those little stingers you were getting left, right and centre, they were fantastic. They did everything right. And it just seems like the movie's still, 2 years out?
Is it that long?
I think it is. Or is it coming next year?
I thought it was next year, but I mean, I might be wrong.
Well, we're still a wee while away yet, and they haven't even started filming, and they're releasing little promos.
The one that... the one where he's in the phone box. Yeah, that was cool. That was fun.
I could be all right with that one.
But if it's 2 years out, say,
yeah,
you can have 2 years of that. That could get to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 kind of stage, and Force Awakens stage, where it's like just fuck off already. Yeah, I know. But I'm of all the, I know what you're saying about the casting of Cable. Of all the things that have come out so far, I'm all about Michael Shannon. I'd be okay with that. I love a bit of Michael Shannon. I think he's a great actor. Not really overly fussed about who plays Cable, though. I don't know anything about the character. Neither do I. And I'm going to keep it that way.
I'm not going to read anything about him. I'm just going to keep it that way. As far as I know, he's like some futuristic-y type.
He's like a super soldier
assassin,
or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm all good with that and everything. But yeah, Michael Shannon, great actor though.
It'll not be him. It was some.
No, be Keira Knightley, like you said.
I think Keira Knightley
or Justin Bieber.
So, have you read anything about the Matrix news?
I've pretty much stayed away from this. I'm not massive on the Matrix anyway.
So yeah, well, okay. The news is it looks like we're getting another Matrix movie, or movies. I don't know, but I guess it's the Wachowski brothers.
Right.
Has said that it's not going to be a reboot or a reimagining.
Cool.
It's actually going to take place in the same universe.
Right.
With other characters in the same universe as the original movies.
That could be interesting.
Now, yes, that's what I thought. I think it's
could be.
Has Donald Glover been confirmed or rumoured? I'm not entirely sure. I did see his name.
As what?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I did see something about Michael B. Jordan.
Am I thinking of him?
Apparently playing a young Morpheus. But that wouldn't be the same universe.
I thought I'd read Donald Glover, you know.
Yeah, but they just attach his name to everything.
Yeah. Shark and Jaws.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm sure I read Donald Glover, but I'm again, you know, meh. Put your tweets away. But you know what? The thing is, I was speaking to Big Sexy Dev about this.
Yeah, I saw this. I stayed a mile away from that conversation.
No, it's not like you.
Yeah, I was just like, fuck these two.
Oh, nice. Yes, thank you very much. We were having a conversation the other night as well, which I'll speak about that later on. It's quite an interesting conversation, which you will fucking hate.
Oh, nice one. Yes, thank you. Great.
But we were talking about The Matrix, and I was saying to him, you know, the first Matrix film was fucking groundbreaking.
Yeah. Till about a week later when it wasn't.
Yeah. But if you think about it, you know, for years, and to a certain extent even now, people have been ripping off fucking Bullet Time and, you know, the bloody emo look and all that kind of thing. People were...
Millennials.
Yeah, I know. Tony. God damn it, Tony. I don't know how Imran puts up with that shit, like. But the first Matrix movie was a groundbreaking movie. The other two, to a certain extent, but not as much as the first movie.
Well, the third one's basically Dragon Ball Z.
I'll take your word for that. But if they were to bring back the franchise, and they were to do something groundbreaking and revolutionary with it again, get the biggest, most badass fucking technology in there, the most badass fucking CGI, make this movie what the first Matrix movie was.
But what can you do?
I don't know. That's not my job.
But what? I don't know. Like, what do you do?
I'm interested in this though.
I'm interested if it's because the thing that I sort of glanced at was basically they were saying that there was going to be a young Morpheus. I like your idea, or the idea that you said you saw about it being a shared universe.
That was on Den of Geek, so I'm assuming it's
the same sort of events,
reliable.
Same sort of timeline. I'd be all right with that.
But
it would be like playing the game, the Enter the Matrix, when you played Jada Pinkett's character and the Chinese guy. You played those two characters.
I never completed that, but it had its moments.
But like 3/4 of the way through that, well, halfway through that game, you linked up with Morpheus, Trinity, and Neo.
Right.
And then in the movie, you saw those scenes. So it was good. It was like you were playing the game, but it connected with the movie, which made you feel a little bit more a part of that world, which was fantastic. I loved that.
The only thing with that is the last movie I can think of trying that was Bourne Legacy.
Right. What was the game?
With Jeremy Renner.
Right.
No. The sort of shared universe.
All right, yeah.
And that did not work.
No, it didn't work, because, no.
It wasn't great.
No, I never liked Legacy at all. I hated it. It wasn't a good movie.
I mean, it had a few good moments in it, but it was missing Jason Bourne, and it was damn sure missing Paul Greengrass.
It just shouldn't have been called a Bourne movie. They should just called it something else.
Yeah. yeah. So that's the Matrix news, but I'm interested in it. I'm not going to dismiss it. I think it sounds interesting.
I'm interested in your theory with it. Like, well, not your theory, but I'm interested in that. Same universe, sort of same timeline. Play with it a little bit, and there you go. Yeah. So, you have been waiting for some Iron Man 4 news.
Oh.
And we haven't had any.
Oh.
You've been waiting for some Sherlock 3 news.
Oh.
And we haven't had any.
Oh.
Have you seen Robert Downey Jr.'s next project?
Yes, I have. That was next on my list.
Oh my god. I have no fucking idea what to think about this.
Were people asking for this?
Surely not. Surely to hell not.
So if anybody doesn't know, Robert Downey Jr.'s next project is going to be Dr. Dolittle.
Yep, the man who talks to animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the movie is going to be called The Voyage of Dr. Dolittle. I mean, I don't get it.
How do we feel about this? How do you feel about this? Because you're a big Downey Jr. fan, you're a big Iron Man fan, big Sherlock fan. How do you feel about this, Dr. fucking Dolittle?
Well, for a start, I enjoyed the first of the Eddie Murphy Dr. Dolittle movies, and they're not that old, not really.
Not really, no. I don't
They're
think
only maybe 10, 15 years old, something like that.
Since Eddie Murphy dropped out, you've had the young lass from My Wife and Kids. She's made like 4 sequels. All direct to video kind of thing. But she's made like 4 sequels. So Dr. Dolittle's like literally on like Dr. Dolittle 5 right now.
I had no idea. I didn't know about that. I enjoyed the first Eddie Murphy movie. The second one, not so much. I don't really remember a great deal about it. But the first one was good. Just make Iron Man 4 Sherlock 3, for fuck's sake.
Would you watch Dr. Dolittle if Guy Ritchie directed it?
In a heartbeat.
Oh, I can talk to animals, you slags. Oh, you little badgers. I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
There's a tiger who tries to speak to him. Shut up, you cunt!
You little slaggy python. I don't know, man. I've got nothing for this film.
No, I don't know where it came from.
It came from absolutely out of nowhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we have a little bit of Kingsman news.
I read that, yeah.
After some back and forth on the release date, because it's been pushed back, it's been got forward, it's been pushed back, we have what is now going to be the definitive date. And we have the 29th of September next year. This year. This year. But that wasn't really what I was interested in. I was interested in that, but I had no idea that Channing Tatum was going to be in Kingsman 2.
Oh, okay.
I never saw this news, and I'm quite buzzing, because I love Kingsman. I'm loving Tatum right now. Yeah, Kingsman.
Fair enough. I'm going to the cinema to see that one.
I do completely understand why they've swapped it, though, because apparently it had an earlier date. It got pushed back, but the date it got pushed back to would coincide with the release of Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, dear.
A movie that we're not that interested in, but that is going to have some serious buzz when it comes out.
Yeah, I suppose.
There's going to be a lot of hype about that movie. It's going to be big. It's not going to be huge, but it's going to be big. Yeah. So I can understand why Kingsman doesn't want to go up against that. But what it is now going up against is the Flatliners remake. Good choice, I think.
They're making a Flatliner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, surely you knew about this. I'm sure we've talked about this.
Did we?
Yeah. Probably in our like movies that should never have been remade section.
Possibly. It doesn't ring any bells for me. I maybe just played a symbol in my head or something when you were speaking about them.
But instead of going up against Blade Runner, they're going up against Flatliners remake. I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
They're going to have a bigger weekend that weekend.
There's going to be a lot of people going, Flatliners, fuck that, we'll go and see Kingsman 2.
I think a lot of people won't even look at Flatliners and say anything. They'll just be like, yep, Kingsman 2. Thank you. Mm-hmm. 2 for Kingsman. The Golden Circle.
Weird name.
It is.
Weird name, yeah.
I'm okay with it, though. Anything else?
Yeah. So, now, this one's... I don't know how to take this one. Sony...
Okay.
Yeah. Good start.
Anything that starts with Sony doesn't end well.
It gets worse, mate. It gets worse. Sony are developing a Venom movie. It is slated to be released in October next year.
Right.
Hasn't started filming yet, as far as I'm aware.
Typical Sony.
There's no casting news or anything like that. But reports, mind you, reports.
Okay.
These are the same I assume kind of reports as Ben Affleck's leaving Batman.
Yep.
That's Sony, so probably not.
Yep.
Reports have suggested that it's going to be in a separate universe than the new Spider-Man franchise.
Okay.
So does that mean they're going back to Garfield? Are they casting their own Spider-Man? Because that would mean it's nothing to do with the
Surely
MCU
that would get confusing,
Spider-Man.
though.
Wouldn't it, though?
I mean, I know that we're not, like, idiots. I know we're not stupid. But you don't want to be having two Spider-Mans at the same time.
Surely you can't have a Venom movie without having Spidey in it.
Yeah. And I know people are going to be firing up their Twitter and firing up their keyboards right now and saying, but what about the Flash? They're making a Flash movie. That's TV and movie. We can get away with that. Okay, so put your tweets away. We have a Flash TV show. We're going to get a Flash movie. That's fine. I can deal with those two. But if you have two simultaneous movies with two separate universes with two Spider-Men, nah, I'm not. And I know in the comic books there's many universes, this is the movies.
It's not comic books.
And they've built the MCU up to where it is, which is in a fantastic place.
You're finally giving people hope that you're going to get a good Spider-Man in Homecoming, and I think it's July it comes out. And then October next year, these are just reports.
Yeah.
But you're going to have the Venom movie, presumably, with another Spider-Man,
which will just
it'll
muddy the water.
Separate to MCU.
It'll muddy the MCU water, because although it's not attached to the MCU,
it's attached to Spider-Man.
People will go to the cinema, they will see Spider-Man, and they'll think of the MCU. That's just the way people work.
Can you think of any of that? That's never been done before, has it? You've never had like two actors. Bond, when they were all pissy back in the day.
What?
It was all like legal shit, and you had Roger Moore and Sean Connery playing Bond at the same time.
In the same movies?
No. Well, they were.
Oh, when he came back and he did like Never Say Never Again or something
like that. Yeah. And at the same time as I think it was Octopussy.
Yeah. Class name.
That's the only time I can think of that happening.
Yeah, that's probably about right. It's not a good idea. Just don't do it.
It sounds Sony. They're going to do it.
Was the email sent by Amy Pascal?
I think it probably was.
Was she off her tits on super glue? Allegedly. Allegedly. The only proof we have is an email that she sent. So that's not proof.
That's not proof. Allegedly. Yeah, I don't. Hopefully that's. I'm up for a Venom movie.
Yeah,
but you need to. I mean. I've said on the podcast before that, right or wrong, the Spider-Man franchise was pretty toxic because of all the bullshit and just sort of hard feelings and, Andrew Garfield getting screwed over.
Oh, he got screwed
royally by Sony, and there was a lot of hostility towards the Spider-Man franchise, which I fucking hate. And so now it's gone back to, partly back to MCU. They've done some good work so far and building up some faith that Homecoming is going to actually be an okay movie.
I think it would also help if, and I know that people like us, moviegoers, film lovers, cinephiles, we're never going to know the ins and outs of the deal that's been struck between Sony and Marvel. But it would be nice to know exactly what it does entail. Like, just a little bit. Like, can Sony make their own Spider-Man movies? Because they're making an animated movie.
Yeah.
So, can they do that? So, you're going to have a Venom movie, which we presume may have Spider-Man in it. We're going to have a Spider-Man animated movie, and we're going to have Marvel's Homecoming. I don't know. I mean,
animated movies you could take out of there because you've got, like, say, Lego Batman, for example. You don't associate that with Ben Affleck.
Because it's shower shite.
A sure shite.
So
it is.
But yeah, I know what you're saying, but it's just like, does it have to be so fucking convoluted?
No, it doesn't.
Like, why can't Sony just totally give it back and just fuck off?
I know, man. I know. Do you not just think the guys at Marvel Studios have seen this? If this is the case, again, we don't know for sure. It's just on the internet. But if this is the case and they're going for this, do you not think the guys at Marvel are just going, for fuck's sake, man?
Yeah. They must be. It's like, okay, we thought we had it every cover based, but some lunatic, Amy Pascal, at Sony has figured out a loophole that they can do this, and now that's just us all over. well, fucked. But, you know, we'll see what happens.
Hopefully it doesn't damage Tom Holland.
No, Tom Holland's got he's got a shiny career coming up, so don't have to worry about that.
Have you got anything else?
David S. Goyer,
the
man behind Batman Begins. He wrote Batman Begins. I think he co-wrote the basic story for The Dark Knight, because I'm sure that was the two Nolan brothers. They wrote that together. But David Goyer had like the initial sort of... His name's all over it. And he also wrote Man of Steel.
Okay.
Is now writing and possibly directing, all rumour mind you, Green Lantern.
Huh.
Now, as you would expect, there's a lot of hatred towards this.
Oh, of course
because it's DC.
Is it a mess yet?
It's a total mess. It's an absolute mess. Big time.
Because he was writing and one of the keys came out of his keyboard, so piping hot mess.
Piping hot mess. No, I think he had a thought, and they said piping hot mess. But yeah, he's almost certainly going to be writing it. But now I am a little bit worried about the directing, because the only film that I've ever seen that he's directed as well as written is Blade Trinity, which isn't fantastic. So
no, it's not at all.
I do have a little... But, I mean, if he's going to throw Triple H into the Green Lantern
Is that
Corps...
the one that Triple H with the metal nose?
Yeah, and he goes, "Where have you seen my dick?" Like, if they put Triple H in the Green Lantern Corps, I'm all about that shit. As Hal Jordan, I'm all about that shit.
But didn't Triple H say the word thunder cunt in it?
I think so,
Yeah, which, you know, you can give plus points for that. Because it's an awesome word.
But obviously there's a lot of internet vitriol about David Goyer doing Green Lantern Corps. It is a piping hot mess already, so I just wondered what you thought about David S. Goyer.
I mean, Dark Knight.
Okay,
Batman Begins.
He didn't direct The Dark Knight. He didn't
like
direct
Man of
Batman.
Steel, so.
But he's written some fucking good films. Films that we love. Not everybody loves, but we love. So I'm excited to see what he does with Green Lantern Corps. I'm still excited with the fact that it's not just Hal Jordan, it's the entire Corps. I'm excited to see what goes on there, and I just hope Snyder is all over it.
Well, you know, I'm not a fan of the Ryan Reynolds movie at all in any way, shape, or form. I don't know a great deal about Green Lantern, not really, other than what I've seen in, you know, a couple of comics, a couple of animated movies. But yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot. I'll go into it with an open mind, because I'm not a massive twat.
Speaking of open minds,
I was going to say massive twats
and massive twats. Can we, right now, today's Thursday, we have a trailer coming out on Saturday. It just broke today that there's a trailer coming out on Saturday.
I saw that.
Can we gauge on the podcast right now, from 1 to 10, the level of hatred that is going to be flying around on the internet Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
All 10.
All 10.
10.
Yeah. Because the Justice League trailer, the first Justice League trailer, is coming on Saturday. And I'm already thinking about just disabling my Facebook, because I know that no matter what the fuck gets put in this trailer, no matter what Snyder shows us, there's going to be hatred.
Still holding out hope on hope, that he listened to our show, and you're still going to get the. Never gonna give you up. He has to.
That would be awesome. That would be the greatest feeling ever. Like,
and then it cuts away and goes, and he's just going, suck it.
As a Justice League fan, well, as a DC fan, as a Zack Snyder fan, I would love to see that happen, and I would just be sat there like I didn't get a trailer, but I'd be so happy.
I saw that they were releasing the trailer, and honestly, I can't be bothered with all of people's bullshit about it. It's just, I'm already just expecting to be thinking, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
To people.
It would be nice if we were wrong. It would be nice if he releases a well-rounded trailer. Like, don't get me wrong, I actually enjoy most of Zack Snyder's trailers. I love the amount of batshitness that comes out of it. I love everything he puts in there. It's big, massive like scores. I love it all. I'm a big fan of Zack Snyder trailers. Love the movies as well. But I know come Sunday, I'm going to want to just turn the internet off and just crawl into a corner.
Don't let them beat you. Don't let them beat you.
There's going to be so much.
I know there is. I know that there are. We're on the Jock and Nerds close community.
Yeah.
There's going to be certain gentlemen on there who will be sharing the trailer, and
I feel I will just be getting myself out of that group.
I think we'll be kicked out.
Oh, I'll be kicked out big time. Yeah, because you know
you're going to be full on Kermit the Frog.
You know me. I'll be kicked right out of that group. But yeah, Justice League trailer is coming on Saturday. I'm hoping that it's awesome, and I'm hoping that people don't have much to complain about, and I'm hoping that they just show loads of Batfleck. That's all I really want.
I'm expecting that to be more of Wonder Woman, because we've got the Wonder Woman movie coming first. Is that right?
Yeah, because we've got that this year.
Yeah, I think that's... It's not May or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm really looking forward to that. So, do you have anything else?
I do have. Speaking of Wonder Woman, segue.
Ooh, segs.
Say it properly.
Segways.
Yeah, that's better. Now, did you see the thing that I shared on the Facebook page, on our Facebook page 365 Flicks, if you search for it? I think it was last weekend, perhaps, that there was a screenshot of the Wonder Woman trailer, where Wonder Woman was, throwing a sword, or she was in the middle of a fight or something like that, and she had her arms up.
Right.
So you could see her armpits.
Right.
And so there was an article that I shared, angrily, because it was an article about body positivity.
Right.
Because anti-body positivity groups had said that, because Wonder Woman shaves her armpits, because the armpits look bleached or some fucking bullshit,
right?
That it was anti-feminist and anti-body positivity because our armpits were shaved.
Really?
What the motherfuck?
Really, that's a thing.
That's a thing.
Body positivity.
That's a thing.
Jesus, man. What the fuck is going on?
That's fucking crazy.
What is going on?
Hobie, the guys at Hobie mentioned it a few times on this week's episode, Prinder. But
what do you say to that?
Fucking mental.
What do you actually say to that?
I said, fucking come on. Come on, that's fucking nonsense. It's just, you know what, this week I just fucking hate everyone.
I think we should do a spin-off show of shit people say.
Yeah.
And just talk about, the internet, just Twitter,
We need to get Brigger on that one,
yeah.
because he hates everyone as well.
And Dev.
And, yeah, Dev.
Dev would be a definite for that one. But he would probably just end up fucking arguing with me all the time.
That's true.
Yeah, I think he just likes arguing with me. I
don't
even think he means half the stuff he says. He just likes to argue with me.
Sounds like something you would do, Kev.
Doesn't it?
It does. So that's the news.
Yay!
So we'll play a little cheeky promo here, and then we will go on to what have we been watching.
Yay!
Hey there, kids. Do you want to hear a show where a bunch of guys sit around in a comic book store and talk about comics and lifestyle choices, other goofy things and shenanigans they get up to? Then
when have we ever talked about comics? Usually it's people sitting on my lap and riding the struggle bus.
That's true. It's mostly shenanigans. But occasionally we talk about comics. And if you like any of those things, comics, shenanigans, Devin's lap, then you need to check out Snake Oil Comics with me, Travis, and my beautiful co-host, Big Dev.
Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and snakeoilcomics.com.
Promo done.
Promo. Is that the new way to come out with a promo?
Yeah.
Promo done.
I couldn't think of what I normally say.
I like that. Promo done.
Tick.
Yep. Tick, 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 tick. So, what have you been watching
What
section?
have I been watching?
Yeah. We'll start with you, because I ain't got much to talk about.
Okay.
So, as everybody is well aware from the last few episodes, I have been moving house, which has been stressful as fuck, so watching the TV has not been an option. I've managed to squeeze in a couple of things, but not much.
That's alright. That's okay, don't worry.
Have you got it covered?
I've got a couple of things to speak about. Yeah.
Go on,
But you know, we're still recording Site B, but Site A is built again.
Yep.
Thanks to our two good selves.
It was a bit mad.
It was a bit mad, yeah. in the piss and rain.
Yep.
Well, not piss and rain.
Towards the end.
Rain.
Yeah.
And fucking cold.
Plus,
and then...
I built the base for the second shed in the piss and rain, so...
Alright, okay. So you just try to trump me.
Just calm down. You've been well trumped. And the base is huge.
Huge.
That was more gay than Trump. It's like,
bit, yeah.
as the base, we're like biscuits. It's like, come on.
Right. Fucking hell.
Damn
okay,
biscuits.
first movie... Shut up. First movie I'm going to speak about. It's a horror movie. Well, horror in inverted commas, because it wasn't really horror-y. The movie is called The Darkness.
Okay.
The movie stars Kevin Bacon and David Mazouz.
Oh, yes. Bruce Wayne.
He's playing an autistic again. And Rada Mitchell, who's been in a few things. Yeah. So the movie is... okay, so the big bad of the movie is they're like demons who... Have you heard of the Anasazi tribe in Murica?
Is that not a comedian?
No, it's not. From back in the... Way back in the day. Way back in the day. The Anasazi tribe, who were like Native Americans, just vanished.
Okay.
Right? This is a thing that actually happened.
Okay.
So it was centred around that.
Right.
So, as a premise, it sounds interesting so far.
Not really, but yeah, I'll go with it.
To me, it sounds interesting so far.
Because you like your history and shit.
Yeah, I do. But it was also on the X-Files Anasazi thing.
Right.
So,
So that's how you knew about it.
But the X-Files one was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tried to be a horror, and it tried to do all demony things. On paper, it's a fucking amazing cast.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't very good, I'm afraid.
Can't be a bit of David Mazouz.
Well, but he was just playing the guy out of the little lad out of Touch.
Oh, that's a bit of a backstep.
That's all he was doing. He was
Bruce
playing
Wayne,
that.
though?
He was all like counting stuff and fucking all that shit. Oh, it was badly paced. The demons looked like utter shit. I mean, I'm a fan of Sharknado and different movies like that. So I'm not like against things looking not the greatest. I don't need everything to look like Jurassic Park.
We watch a shit ton of indie movies,
but they looked awful. I don't know who designed them, but it wasn't like... I'm not saying it was like, oh, the CGI in that was crappy. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah, but the animation was all crappy.
the music came in that, Macy. But they just looked terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. The pacing was crap. It wasn't all that well written. The dialogue was clunky as fuck. I'm sorry, it just wasn't good.
No.
I'll not
be giving that a watch then.
I don't think it was released in cinemas. I think it's on like Amazon and all that kind of thing. Ugh. But don't bother. Ugh. Don't bother.
Ugh.
So that was The Darkness.
I'm glad I'm not going to watch that.
It was Kevin Bacon's story. It was not good.
For a minute there, I was hoping you were going to say it was the autobiography of The Darkness, the band. Do you believe in a called love?
See, I did actually, when I was making my notes for, different things, who was in it and making notes of actors and stuff.
Justin Hawkins.
To say. I typed in The Darkness and I just went to this first one that came up and it was actually The Darkness band. And I was like, that's not what I remember.
That's better movie.
Yeah, it was a bit better movie. Now, from a shitty movie to a fucking amazing movie.
Oh,
right. This is it's a movie set in Ireland.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I texted you about this the other night, saying that I'd watched the.
I blue ticked you, didn't I?
You did double blue tick me. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. 3D printer. I'm not joking.
No, the thing is...
What's your explanation for double blue ticking me?
The thing with the double blue ticks is that you sometimes text me just as I'm about to go to bed, and I quickly read it, and then I get into bed and I fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because when I go to bed, I have to put a fucking whacking great mask on my head, because I have to sleep with a Bane mask.
Fuck, I'm going to see that next weekend.
Yep. I have to wear it.
Damn.
I have to wear it.
But we're getting separate rooms, right?
Probably not.
Oh, damn.
Nah.
That's a trial run for September, then that'll be fine.
It'll be like Paddy Considine in Dead Man Shoes. Awesome. But yeah, so you because when you put that mask on, I can't really look at my phone. I can't really do anything with my phone because it's supposed to be the last thing I do is put the mask on and go to sleep. So when I do that, you send me a text, I look at it, and then I go.
All right.
So I'm not being ignorant.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying you're double ticking me for medicinal reasons?
Pretty much.
So if I argued with that or called you an arsehole in any way, shape or form, I'd kind of be a arsehole myself.
You'd be the wrong one.
All right, okay, right. What about when you double tick me during the day, as you did today?
I can't.
What?
I have no answer for that one.
What?
That is just like, I have a child.
Fuck off. Right. So, the movie that I was watching is called The Young Offenders.
Right. Yeah, so you
It
commented on this.
was released in 2016. Director is Peter Foot, who the name rang a bell with me. I did have a look, but I can't remember. There was a couple of other movies that he's done, but I can't remember what they were. So the movie is about two teenage lads. Mm-hmm. They're called Connor McSweeney and Jock Murphy. Nice and Irish.
Nice and Irish.
The lads who play them, they haven't. This is their first acting credit, and
Sweet.
fucking good on them.
Always good. Always good.
So Jock is a little bit of a misfit. The whole story is there is a big cocaine bust.
Oosh.
And I think is it Cork? I think it's Cork. So there's a big cocaine bust, but it's gone wrong. Mm-hmm. So like bales of cocaine are washing up on the beach, and so they're worth like 7 million euros each. Mm-hmm. And so these two lads, who kind of their dream is just to get out of their parents' house and set up a house, sort of like a flat by themselves, and live the dream, sort of thing. Right? So they decide, in their wisdom, that they're going to steal a couple of bikes and they're going to cycle to the place. I think it's Cork, but meh. They're going to go there and they're going to try and get one of the bales of cocaine worth 7 million euros, and they're going to sell it, and they're going to
live the dreams.
Live the dream. So that's like the premise of the movie. So now they're being chased by like a local guard. Oh, that was supposed to be Irish.
Played by Brendan Gleeson.
It wasn't, unfortunately. I was dying for Brendan Gleeson to be in this movie. You know I like me a bit of Brendan Gleeson. But no, he wasn't in it. But it's a local guard who has got a thing about bike robbery for some reason.
Okay.
He doesn't like bike robbery. So he's actually chasing them on their journey.
Mm-hmm. To get the bikes.
To get the bikes, or to get them, because they've stolen bikes. He doesn't like bikes being stolen. So well, I mean, it's their journey there, but that's only kind of half of the movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like there and back again. Mm-hmm. Bit better than The Hobbit. So they get their bale of cocaine, and they actually have to steal it from someone, because when they get there, they're all gone.
Right.
So they get there, they find someone sleeping in like the ruins of a castle or something like that. So they decide to steal his bale of cocaine and fuck off home with it. So things happen and things go wrong, and so you've got the guy who they stole the cocaine from chasing them. You've got the police, the guard chasing them, and also you've got he's like an ex-con.
Right.
Now this goes right back to the start of the movie. Jock. Right, he gets locked up because Jock has like a 3D printed face.
Right.
You know, one of those realistic face masks that you can get. Because he wants to get him the blame for stealing bikes, so he puts his 3D printed face on him. It sounds weird, I know. I'm not explaining it very well. But so he gets locked up because of that. And so he's out. And he's like trying to find out who framed them, sort of thing, and it's Jock,
right?
And so he ends up after them as well, and so the movie kind of ends up like in Connor's mother's house,
right?
And everyone sort of descends there at the same time. Honestly, it's a fucking amazing movie. It
sounds very Sweet 16ish.
I don't know what that is.
With Martin Compston, it's like a Scottish sort of. I'm surprised you don't know about it, because you are Scottish.
I like Martin Compston.
It's like that. It's sort of the day in the life of a young lad who's kind of a bit of a wrong'un, but it sounds very much like that.
But there's a whole other stories like with Connor's mum, and there's another story with Jock's got a step. You don't see his mum, but he's got a stepdad who's an arsehole.
Yeah.
He's a drunk and he's like beating fucking 7 bells a shout of him and all that kind of thing. So it kind of tells you why they're so desperate to get out.
Yeah.
And why they decide to go and try and get the cocaine.
I'll give that a watch.
It's good. It's damn good.
Yeah, I'll give that a
damn
watch.
good.
Yeah.
But the two lads, for it being their first movie, or from IMDb, the first acting gig ever. Great.
You find that though sometimes. You do find that, like when it is
the
first
people that we've been speaking to, you know.
Well, exactly. But when it's their first role, they put their heart and soul into everything. And I can't say, and this is probably going to sound pretty bad, but I can't say that I've ever watched like an Irish sort of independent movie or low budget movie or whatever where there's been a bad performance. They're just Irish. I don't know if it's just the banter.
A lot of it. I put this movie on similar to the one with Shire that you told me about. Aye, I put this on without knowing anything about it. I just thought, you know what, I'll put that on. And
plus, you thought Brendan Gleeson might be in it.
I thought Brendan Gleeson might be in it, yeah, or Donald Gleeson. I can take that as well. But no, Brendan Gleeson is great. The Guard, which I've told you about a lot.
I've still not watched it.
Next time we've got a movie nomination-y thing, I'm going to give you The Guard to watch because The Guard is fucking phenomenal.
Aye.
Great movie.
You keep going on about it, but you know what puts me off? Don Cheadle. Aye, puts me off a bit.
Why?
I'm just not a big fan of him.
He's good.
Never have been. I think it was when he was in Ocean's 11 and he had that British accent. No, didn't work for me.
Did he? I can't remember that.
Yeah.
I've only seen it once and that was plenty. But watch this. Fucking great movie.
I'll give that a watch. I will definitely give that a watch. I haven't watched a massive great deal, but there's two movies right now that I would like to talk about. One of them I'm going to talk about for precisely 20 seconds. I watched XXX3.
Oh dear.
Fucking terrible. Stupid as shit.
How far in did you get? Did you watch the whole thing?
Oh, I got all the way through.
Wow.
Fell asleep for like the middle 20 minutes.
Is that probably the best thing?
Probably. But yeah, Vin Diesel, wow. Why come back to that shower of shite? I've no idea.
Well,
like, considering he's got Fast 8 coming this year.
Probably zeros on it.
Which, I'd imagine there was plenty of zeros because he was all over it. He was everything. Good thing, Samuel L. Jackson got blowed up at the start. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, I ain't going to talk about that movie. Another movie, though. And I literally turned this on because the cover that was on the screen said basically the same cast as the Raid 1 and 2.
Okay.
So I put this on. The movie's called Headshot. And it does star Iko Uwais.
I've heard of that.
It's fucking great. It's as brutal as the Raid. It's as far-fetched as the Raid, to be honest. Basically, Iko plays a young man called Ishmael. It's not his real name. He gets given it by the people in the hospital because he washes ashore, Jason Bourne style. Mm. He's got amnesia, Jason Bourne style. So he kind of gets himself into this little situation in the middle of the hospital, which has a fantastic, like, slow motion sort. You know, I like it when they do that, like you say with the bullet time and stuff like that. The guy puts the gun to his head and he does that slow motion, like cocks the thing back and the bullet flips out and then the cartridge drops and it all happens in one swift movement and then he beats every loving fuck out of him. But it's like, it's very Jason Bourne in the way that the guy's got the gun to his head and then he starts going, you know, it starts getting all serious and then just starts kicking ass.
Sweet.
So the story's basically him trying to figure out who he actually was and trying to figure out who he's actually after and why people are after him. It's very Jason Bourne-y. It's just really fucking good. Like, graphic as fuck violence.
Is it the same director or?
Not the same director, no. It's pretty much the cast of the Raid 1 and 2. Right. Like, a lot of the guys that we saw. I can't remember seeing Mad Dog, but I'm sure it said on IMDb that he is in it. So he must have been all like, I don't know, going method. It must have been all different. But, yeah, man, fucking great movie. The action's fantastic. The fighting It's Iko Uwais. You know what you're getting with him. He's just an amazing little fighter, and he does cracking work in this one. Nice neck breakies, nice leg breakies, arm breakies, and we love that kind of thing.
We do. Oh, yeah.
But if you're a fan of The Raid or The Raid 2, this is a definite must.
I am going to watch that. What's it called again?
Headshot, it's called. The only thing that was kind of putting me off as I was watching it was like, oh, Jason Bourne did it. Like, you know?
Yeah, aye.
And you do have that sense, but once you get past like the first 20, 30 minutes of thinking, oh, Jason Bourne did it, it's just great. And you just open yourself up to it, and there's a lot more different characters going on, but it's Iko Uwais. I cannot talk enough about that guy. He's a great little actor, and I cannot wait to see Raid 3. They need to do that.
They need to do that. Yeah.
But if you ever thought about watching Triple X3, just save your fucking money, because it's terrible. Unbelievably terrible. Along with another movie that Lindsay made me watch. And by I say Lindsay made me watch, we decided we were going to like droid box it up. So she was like, we'll watch this in bed and all that. And I'm thinking, cool. You know,
50 Shades.
Because you know where that ends. So we watched Office Christmas Party with Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston and a whole cast of people I could not give two fucks about.
Okay. Terrible
movie. Jason Bateman needs to just give up. Like, he's not making anything decent right now.
Jason Bateman from We're the Millers? Or
No,
someone else?
That was Jason Sudeikis.
Okay.
Jason Bateman was the guy in Horrible Bosses.
All right. Yeah, he's a bit meh.
With Jason Sudeikis. But yeah, he's not great in this film. Jennifer Aniston is terrible in this film. TJ Miller is in the movie from Deadpool. He's the guy behind the bar in Deadpool. The best friend. He's the shining light of the movie. As you kind of know, as soon as you turn it on, it's like, oh, he's in this.
He should be in more.
Yeah, he should be in way more. He should be in, like,
I think it's because he's ginger.
More. Could be that. Could be that.
There's only so many allowed at the same time.
Yeah, and Donald Gleason's getting most of the roles right now. So,
yeah.
But yeah, another movie. To be honest, like I say, TJ Miller kind of steals the show. But Kate McKinnon from Ghostbusters, the female Ghostbusters, she's fantastic in it as well. She's really, actually, really good.
Mm-hmm. You know,
as an actress, like I wouldn't say I wrote her off. I liked her in Ghostbusters, but I didn't see enough of her to think, oh, she's great. In this, she's kind of in it a lot, and she's fucking great.
Fair enough. I've not seen her in anything other than Ghostbusters, but Ghostbusters came onto Sky Movies, and I thought, you know, I'm a bit rough today, bugger it. I can't be arsed to search for a movie like a chump. So I'll just download that now and give it a watch, and I enjoyed it again.
Yeah.
You know?
I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
I watched it with Ruby the other week. And she didn't really get much of it, but she enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So somebody at school told her that she'd watched it, so she came home, she wanted to watch it, so we watched it.
I did watch Angry Joe video this afternoon. He was trying the VR on the PlayStation.
Right.
With Ghostbusters We're Hiring. And it looked fucking awful.
Damn. So do you have anything else?
That's all the movies I've got. I've been watching a couple of TV shows.
Good, because that's all I've got.
Yeah. Movies have kind of taken a hit because I've been watching The Sopranos and I've been rewatching Buffy with it being the 20th anniversary and stuff and things.
I have the same thing. I watched...
You've been watching Buffy?
I've been watching a TV show that has kind of hindered, as well as moving house, has hindered my movie watching. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can totally relate.
Oh, do you then?
No, I'll let you go first.
Okay.
You're going to like mine though.
I'll
let you go first though.
Doctor Who?
No.
Ah, fuck.
You fucking tool.
I'll talk about Buffy quickly first, because we're going to be talking about it shortly. We're going to be talking about The Hush. But it's the 20th anniversary of Buffy.
Yep.
And so I thought, fuck it, I'll pick one of the seasons and I'll throw it on, just give it a watch, just as you do.
Which one?
Season 5. Did you ever get that far? No. Right.
I got as far as the pilot.
No, you fucking did not. I gave you the box. Did you not watch the box sets that I gave you?
3.
So you watched up to season 3?
Aye, I did up to season 3.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
I can't really remember where it was, but it was like, I'm sure it was like season 3. Plus there were videotapes.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's how long ago this was, people.
Who needs that shit?
Yeah, no.
They were VHS.
You have to rewind them and everything.
Yeah, and some of them you hadn't even rewound, which was mental because of your OCD.
I don't believe that. No, I'm not having that.
Did you always be kind and rewind?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've known me for a long time now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Can you imagine me not? Can you imagine what that would do to my fucking head if I didn't rewind it?
You're one of those people that when buying the first ever DVD you bought, you were like, "What do you mean there's no rewind?" Like you were like freaking out because you couldn't rewind a DVD.
Take it back! I don't want it.
If I don't have to rewind before I take it back to the store, I don't want it. What kind of mad civilization are we living in?
That sounds like me.
Yep, it does, doesn't it?
Me.
That's all I heard when you said it.
Yeah. So Buffy. Yeah, I've been watching season 5 of Buffy.
Yep.
Which is okay. So the big bad of season 5 is like a god, and so I don't have to explain the whole season 5 to you. I'm not going to explain the whole.
Is it a god like Vija?
Star Trek the movie.
Yeah.
No, it's better than that. The god is called Glory.
Did it have a hole?
Well, it was a woman, so...
Wow.
Oh.
Did Giles say you have to shoot her in Glory's hole?
No. No, he did not. Jesus Christ. Yeah, fucking hell. I'm not going to explain the whole bloody season to you. It's a good season. The episode that I want to talk about in particular is an episode called The Body, which I've brought up on the podcast before.
Okay.
The body is Buffy comes home and her mum is lying dead on the couch.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's not, is it?
What was she dead for real or?
What, the actress?
No, like did she come back as the mum or?
Her mother in the show,
Died.
Joyce, has died.
Joyce Summers.
Yeah. Taking the piss now, aren't you?
I care less. Just crack
Fuck
on.
you! I'm not going to even look at you. I'm right. So Buffy's mum has
Tell the good listeners about Buffy's
I'm
mum.
speaking to my mic now, not to Kev, because he's a fucking arsehole.
Go on, tell the people about the body, Joyce's body.
You're a twat. You're going to do this to the Hush as well?
No. Oh, definitely not.
Really?
No, definitely not.
Wow. So yeah, Buffy comes home and her mum's dead. And, well, the episode is written and directed by Joss Whedon, which is always a good sign.
Yep.
You know? And so the episode is fucking perfect.
Yeah. So why didn't you give me that one?
Because it's depressing as fuck, and, well, it's you, so...
I like a bit of depression.
Uh-huh. But then you doubly tip me if you're all depressed in that, so... What?
Whatever.
What? But the episode is fucking amazing. It's so damn good. The writing in it, the directing in it, the cinematography in it is just amazing. There's a moment when Buffy sort of calls the paramedics, and so they come and they try to resuscitate her, but it doesn't work because she's dead. She did. So, but the paramedic walks up to Buffy, and he's saying, "I'm so sorry, but your mum's dead." But the way the cinematography is shot is the paramedic is like right up. His head is out of shot, and it's making Buffy look short, sort of thing.
Right.
As he's telling her that her mum's dead.
Tom Cruise would never have that.
He wouldn't. And I understand that Sarah Michelle Gellar is a short arse, but so maybe that was just an accident.
Did they just overcast him?
Maybe they just did. Maybe he was like a basketball player or something.
It was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Fucking big lanky prick.
Wow. But yeah, the episode is amazing, and yeah, I want to. I've got something to tell you because I've been all social.
Oh.
I mentioned it to you before we started recording. I know. I've been on a closed Facebook group.
They're the worst ones.
It's a Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's definitely the
Facebook
worst
group.
ones.
It's damn good.
Have you been making Buffy friends?
I have been making friends.
Friends.
Buffy friends.
Buffy friends.
And I mentioned to them that I put a post on that we were doing an episode about Hush.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've asked me to post the episode on.
Don't do it, man. They will never listen to it again and you will get booted.
I'll not get booted, I'm awesome.
You will. You'll get booted.
No.
From the start when we were talking about Micheal Barrymore, they will boot you.
No, they won't. It'll be fine. Yeah, Hush. The Body. It's possibly one of the best hours of TV that you'll ever see. It's up there with your Game of Thrones and your Sopranos and your Mad Men it is a fucking amazing hour of TV. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
It's her story and it's good.
Yes.
And she died on the couch.
Yes.
Because that's all I heard from that whole little section.
Was the rest of it?
Well,
oh, that was exhausting. You know that.
I've been watching the TV show.
Yeah.
I've only started watching it like 4 days ago. I've cracked through season 1 and 4 episodes of season 2.
Right.
And it's addictive as fuck. And it's one that you told me that I had to watch. I've been watching Black Mirror.
Damn.
And it's fucking great.
Told you.
I'm finding myself telling Lindsay all about the episodes. I won't lie. Full disclosure, I don't think I fully 100% get everything that he's trying to do with this show. Because it's Charlie Brooker.
Yeah.
And Charlie Brooker is fantastically, like, a lot more intelligent than your average guy. Like, he's out there, like.
Yeah. Oh, aye.
But I'm loving this show. I mean, it's fucking great, man. Once you get past the pig fucking in the first episode...
See, that's what held you up, wasn't it?
It was a little bit. Plus the fact I just thought it looked pretentious as shit. And it is pretentious as shit.
There are episodes that are like that.
Yeah, but, I mean, the episode that fully got me in, like, the first series was good. It wasn't fantastic, but it was good. The pig fucking episode was a Prime Minister fucking a pig, which, you know, only ever happens behind closed doors, allegedly. Well, not allegedly, because he admitted it, didn't he?
I don't think I was behind closed doors. I think it was when he was in uni.
Yeah, but they do it anyway, because they're all a bunch of pig fuckers. But yeah,
Yep.
So season 2 came along. I'm enjoying season 2. White Bear.
You're going to have to remind me because it's a while since I've seen it.
The episode is called White Bear. It's got Tyres from Spaced in it. It's like a Manchester accent he's got. It's the one with the girl who has to relive the day every day. And it's kind of like she wakes up and she thinks this little girl that there's a picture of, the woman, sorry. She sees a picture of a little girl and she thinks it's her daughter. And then as the day goes on, everybody's taping her with their phones and they're all watching her.
Yeah.
And basically it gets to the point where she's in front of a studio audience and they show her the truth, that she kind of kidnapped this little girl and her fiancé. It looked like he performed some sort of sexual thing against her and then killed the kids, you know. So she has to, like, you get that whole thing where she's sort of on the run and all that, and this girl's trying to help her, and it all turns out that it's like, which I thought was so fantastic, because this TV show, like, when it finishes, every episode just sort of finishes, fades to black, and the credits come up. This was the first episode that did little flashes to show you what was going on afterwards, but it actually told you what was going on through the episode. So it's like, it's called White Bear Justice thing? White Bear Justice something? But it's a safari park, isn't it?
I remember the episode.
It's a safari park, and people pay to go in and watch this girl scared out of her fucking mind, not really knowing the crack, and then she finds out the end, and they all throw fucking bloody rags at her and stuff, which is great. It's just really fucking good episode.
It's like a one to look. I can't remember which series it's on, but one to look out for was, I think it was maybe a Christmas special, so possibly
with
series 3 with John Hamm
and Rafe Spall.
Fuck her, it's good.
It's a good episode.
You seen it?
I'm not finished it yet. I think I'm like 10 minutes from the end, and Scarlett came downstairs, so I turned it off. Not that it's not that bad, but there's not a great deal of swearing in some of these episodes. Sometimes it's just really fucking good dialogue. But the John Hamm, I love Rafe Spall anyway, so when he kind of came in, I was like, oh, cool. And then the camera turns around and there's John Hamm. John Hamming it up. So I'm literally like, I'm so fucking in. And the first story about how he's watching the guys through the eye on a date and he's talking them through it, that was fantastic. I love the idea of being able to block people in real life.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic idea. I mean, I would overuse that, to be fair, to be perfectly
just
honest.
Just snow everywhere.
It would just be snow everywhere. But yeah, this is a really good series. I'm really enjoying it. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I am. The Waldo episode was fucking brilliant with the guy who he plays like a computer animated bear, and he's going up against the politicians, and he's like, but that one kind of resonated with me because I don't really do politics. I don't vote. I've never voted on anything political. I don't really do the political thing, but I can fucking talk about it. and I do fucking talk about it. And yeah, people always get in my fucking face. You get in my face. You don't fucking vote anyway, so whatever. But I could kind of relate to that episode because he was all like, yeah, don't do politics and all that. But he had an opinion, and it was, yeah. So I was like, yeah, it's a good episode.
Well, you definitely have opinions.
Well, I have opinions, but just because I don't fucking vote on these idiots doesn't mean I don't have an opinion. I just choose not to vote for an absolute retard. What's the point in using a vote when you don't believe in any of them?
You know, as I said to you last year, after the whole fucking Brexit shenanigans, I said to you, for the first time, you know, I can actually understand why you don't vote.
Well, I don't.
But we're not going to start on that.
And for all those out there who are sitting there thinking, well, if you're not voting, you're as big a part of the problem. Just go and spoil the ballot. That is fucking pointless. Spoiling your ballot is pointless. Mm-hmm. Just so you can say, at least I went. No, you're just an arsehole if you do that. You're just a massive big arsehole if you spoil your ballot. Don't bother. So yeah.
Go back to Black Mirror.
But Black Mirror, absolutely loving it. I'm on the John Hamm. It's season 2, episode 4. Right. John Hamm, Rafe Spall, loving it. I can't wait to see how that one ends because I was kind of like, I was on the story when he's telling him about how the wife left, the girlfriend left him because she was pregnant and all that. And I clocked it like that the kid was going to be Chinese, and which to be honest was still great. Because you get that whole thing where it's like, because she blocked him, the sibling, not the sibling, the child is also blocked. So he couldn't see the kid until she was like 5 or 6 when the mother died. And I was just like, oh shit, now he finds out. And it's like, oh bollocks. But it's really good. Like I say, full disclosure, I'm not intelligent enough to get everything he's saying. But I think I get the most gist of it. And that's all you really need.
But I think with Black Mirror is you're watching it and you're watching it and you're watching it and you're thinking, what in the fuck is this going on about? Yeah. And then it's like the last 30 seconds of the episode where it's like, boom.
Aye. Especially the, like I say, the White Bear one. That is by far my favourite episode so far. I'm loving the John Hamm one, but the White Bear episode is just fucking great. And when you get that little bit at the end, you kind of already can see what's happening and you know sort of what's going on. But then when you get the little clips of the people paying to go into the safari park and to see this woman, and he's like, you can get close to her, but not too close. And it's sort of like, if she throws projectiles, we're all armed, so we can take her down and all that. And you're just sat there going, fuck me. Like, that's pretty fucking good. Like, it's great episode. And I love that episode, so, yeah.
There you go.
Plus, Tyres from Space is amazing, so.
Who's from his Tyres?
Tyres is the, oh yeah, you lucky people.
Is that the one that Simon Pegg like owed money to and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And he always gets him with the OCD and that, or the ADHD.
I know what you mean.
Aye, but he plays the guy who basically is the main host of the thing in the safari park.
I need to go back and watch them. They're all on Netflix, and I've only watched them through once because it was on Channel 4 originally, then it got moved to Netflix. Yeah. So I'd be up for going back to watch them.
I'm enjoying it, I really am. I'm looking forward to just getting that a little bit further in, but right now, that's the episode for me, White Bear.
I would say wait till you get to the end of the John Hamm one.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
It is a good episode. It's a great episode. Plus, it's a lot of just like them two sort of against each other, sort of like back and forth, and I like all that. I like when you don't really know the motivation of either person in the room, but the two of them sort of got a little connection, and the whole time you're sort of just like, yeah, something's not right about one. Something's not right about one of these two. And right now I'm not 100% certain who that is, so
message me when you get to the end of that one. yeah. I'll double blue tick you.
But yeah, Black Mirror, absolutely loving it. Blake, stop being such a fanny. Because he's all like, it's about fucking president, fucking a pig, prime minister.
But to be fair, that's what you said.
Yeah, to be fair. But when I gave it a chance.
But you've got more and more in common with Blake. You're sort of thinking about Black Mirror, and then now you're fucking Blake in your top 5, so...
And with that, will we go on to that, or do you have anything
I
else?
have one more. One more thing. One more show. It's a show that just went live, I think it was last Friday on the Netflix. The show is Iron Fist.
Yeah, I gave it 2 episodes.
I know you did.
Not even 2 episodes.
Well, you're a dumbass.
Why?
You always say you have to give it thingy 3 episodes.
Yeah, but when the second episode you've had to watch 3 times and fell asleep 3 times, it kind of gives you the indication. It does count.
It doesn't count. And episode 2 of that doesn't tell you what's going to be give you any indication of what's going to be happening later on.
I know, because it does nothing.
Yeah, but you have to give the fucking thing time to build up. You can't just do that. You can't just watch episode 2 and think, oh, this is crappy, I'm not watching anymore. You can't fucking go on like that.
If something makes you fall asleep 3 times, do you carry on?
Well, but you're a muckle sleepy bastard, so that's not the show's fault, is it?
That's not fair. That is a disorder that I have, so that's fine. Arsehole. Dickhead. But no, I fell asleep 3 times trying to watch the second episode. It's just... That to me says no.
Well, you're missing out.
I'll power through it at some point.
I would say it's not as good as I was going to say Deadpool there. Daredevil. It's not as good as Daredevil. At least season 1 anyway. I think we're both of the agreement with season 2 that once the Elektra stuff came in, it kind of thingied off.
Basically, once Punisher disappeared.
Yeah. But it's I would say it's not quite as good as Daredevil with all the Punisher in season 1 and all that kind of thing. But I would say it's better than Luke Cage, which isn't difficult. I'd say it's probably up there with Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. I'm on episode, I think it was 11. There's lots of punchy kicky shit.
You do like punchy kicky shit?
I do like punchy kicky shit, And, there's a lot about... It's a lot of sort of spiritual chi stuff, which I'm not entirely convinced about. But, I'm enjoying it. And as I said to you before, there's lots more Rosario Dawson, which is never a bad thing.
And are you okay with whitewashing?
Fuck off.
I had to bring it up.
What, are you upset because there isn't a Chinese in it?
I don't know. I'm not even watching it.
I tell you what, the woman who I completely have got no idea what her name is, but she's the owner of the dojo that he goes to hide or thing after episode 2, which you would get if you fucking kept on watching it.
Colleen Wing.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Why don't Chinese have phone books?
Don't.
Come on, you want to know the answer. Why don't the Chinese have phone books?
I don't know.
Because there's that many wings and wongs, you might wing the wong number. I'll cut that out.
Fucking
but
hell.
yeah, if I get past episode 2, I'll enjoy it.
But she's a fucking badass.
Right. As badass as Elektra?
Oh, way better than that.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Fuck Elektra. Yeah.
Okay.
But I honestly, genuinely think you should stop being such a pussy and go and give it another go.
I'll give it a go. It's just...
You're not going to, are you?
No, I will. I'm still thinking about this whole Jessica Jones thing. Like, I got, Series 1 of Daredevil wasn't exactly my cup of tea. I got through it. I enjoyed it. But it just wasn't there for me. Season 2 of Daredevil... The whole Punisher bit was absolutely fantastic, but then the Punisher kind of just deserts the whole series for about 4 episodes, and it's like, where'd the Punisher go? I'm a bit shit. I just don't like this. Jessica Jones came out. I did maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and then I couldn't be bothered with that series anymore because Luke Cage was in it far too much. Luke Cage came out. I didn't even get to the end of the first episode.
I gave it 3 episodes, and I gave up on that.
Exactly,
Couldn't be doing with it. But I gave it 3 episodes, though. But, honestly, going back to Jessica Jones, if David Tennant hadn't been in there being a horrible bastard...
He was about the only thing I was enjoying.
I don't know if I would have gotten through it all.
He was the only thing I was enjoying.
Luke Cage, I found was boring.
Mm-hmm.
The woman who played Jessica Jones was fine, but if you didn't have Tennant in there, I don't know how far I would have gone.
No, I totally get that.
So that's Iron Fist. So we'll...
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
Whitewashing. So what are we moving on to
We'll
now?
do a cheeky top 5, will we?
Cheeky top 5, if
And
that's
we'll
what you
talk
want to
about
do.
Hush after that.
Cool. Cheeky top 5 promo on the way.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at weebygeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
So it's top 5 time. Top 5.
We need a bit of music for that.
No, we don't. We're not
Just
hoping.
to stop you doing that shit.
I like doing that shit though. It makes me feel happy.
Okay, fair enough.
Like when I'm at home, I'm like top 5 time. Time for the news.
So top 5 this week. Right, so let's clear this up. Let's clear this shit up, right?
It is as
Now,
clear as
because-
mud.
It's as clear as mud because I'll tell you for why. Right, it's a across the pond thing.
It is. It's the Americans' fault.
Because it is the Americans' fault.
Yep.
Because, right, so in the UK, what you have a series. We don't say season in the UK. Like, you don't say I'm watching the new season of Broadchurch.
No.
Or the new season of Doctor Who. Because
No.
we're not arseholes.
No, we say
We
series.
say series.
Because it's a
Right.
series.
So do we say, like, the new season of Flash? Or the new season of Arrow?
No, we say the new series. Unless we're talking to an American.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So we call it series, a new series of Flash, a new series of Doctor Who, right?
Yep.
Now, the Americans call it a new season,
Yep.
a new season of Doctor Who, a new season of Flash. And so when we say the top 5 series, like finale, we mean the last ever episode.
That's
So-
not how I took it, though.
Well, but I'm not done explaining. So when you say series finale to an American, they get what we mean, because
Right.
series finale means the end of the show,
Yep. To them.
which is what the idea of it was.
Right. So, if a series finale to us is the end of the series that we're currently on, or the end of the show proper, it's the same word.
It's the same word.
But that's not what you said to me. You text me saying,
The idea of it was it's the best final ever episode.
but you didn't elaborate.
I did.
You didn't.
I elaborated plenty.
No, you got pissed off because I blue ticked you, like loads,
Yeah.
because you shot out like 10 ideas, and I says I like the idea of.
Oh, the first one.
I said, I said to you, I like the idea of series finale, which to me, series finale is the last episode of a series, not the last episode of a program
The
forever.
idea of the top 5 was the last ever episode.
But you didn't elaborate on that.
I did.
I didn't realise that I had to fucking text you back for in like whatever instructions. Couldn't think of the word instructions. What a gimp. Instructions on how this top 5 was going to work. I didn't realise we needed a fucking 5-point lesson on top 5s.
Or maybe if you just replied to the fucking message.
I did. I said I like that idea.
No, you said the final episode one.
Yes. The final episode of a series. So my list is not necessarily the last ever episode of a series.
Mine is, I've done it properly, Kev hasn't.
Okay, so I've blaked it. But I like my list, so I'm sticking with it.
Me.
And we also decided to mix it up a little bit, so it's 5 top, 1
Yeah,
bottom.
I like this idea.
So basically you choose your top 5, and then we do 1 dishonourable mention. That 1 series finale, whether it's a mid-season or like a season 2, 3 or 4, or the series ending proper.
I've stuck with the season end. With
Well,
mine.
of course you fucking have, you dick. So, yes, that's going to be top 5, 1 bottom.
This 5-hour journey is going to be amazing.
And I think top 5, 1 bottom will be a mainstay for episodes going forward.
I like the idea.
And I like saying top 5, 1 bottom.
Yeah.
Yep. I was going to say 5 on top, 1 on bottom, but that sounded really gang rapey. So I just...
And sore.
Yeah, and sore, very sore. So I decided not to do that.
We don't say
So, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is one of my favourite shows.
Of all time?
Of all time. Yeah, why not? My number 5 is Mad Men.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd have that on
the
there.
final ever episode. Because, see, Mad Men was like The Sopranos and whatever. In that you didn't really have a big sort of leading up to a big finale episode. There wasn't anything
right.
Like all the, like with some shows like Buffy, for example, everything comes together and a sort of a climax.
Yeah. Said climax.
I know. But so just Mad Men and like Sopranos and what have you didn't all come to a big climax at the end of the show. It just kind of went end.
It did.
But the series finale, the final ever episode. Oh, I should have gone with fucking TV villains or something.
Should have, yeah.
Yeah, would have been easier. Anyway, so the final ever episode of Mad Men, the season had basically been breaking down Don Draper.
Right.
And everything had gone to shit. He basically had a nervous breakdown. He'd kind of gone to, or he'd ended up at like a sort of hippie commune type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got him there. There's a phone. There's an amazing scene with him and Peggy, who is
Peggy Carr.
No, I've forgotten her name. Elizabeth
Mitchell.
Nope. Fuck it.
Montgomery.
She plays Martin Sheen's daughter in The West Wing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aye. Peggy from fucking Mad Men. God damn it.
Elizabeth Sheen.
Peggy from Mad Men. So there's an amazing phone call where he's just a fucking piping hot mess, and she's sort of going, huh?
Like the Justice League trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
come on, man.
What do you mean fucking come on, man? So Donna's a fucking mess in the hippie commune, but you've also cutting back, and it's sort of rounding up everybody's story so nicely. There's a great story between Peggy and one of the guys from the office. I want to say Stan, but I might be completely bloody wrong. And they've been having like a sort of like just fucking get together already sort of thing for the like pretty much the last 2 seasons.
Right.
And so in the final episode, there's a moment where he kind of finally strikes up the courage he's speaking to her on the phone, and he goes, "You know what? I love you," and she kind of goes, "Huh?" So it's just fuck off. It's great.
Why does she keep saying huh?
Because Peggy.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's great. It's just fucking great.
All right.
You're not going to watch it, are you?
I tried to watch Mad Men. I did.
See, I thought you would have been all about that. It's all dialogue and stuff.
I know. I'm all about the dialogue. I know.
Me. So Mad Men, that's my number 5.
My number 5, because I completely blaked this, I'm going to put my blaked ones from 5 to 3, so that you actually get a series finale as your 1 and 2, just to appease you a little bit.
That's fine.
So my number 5 is the end of a season. It's the season 1 of the show. It's the very last episode. I think it's by far and away, even after 28 series that it had, it's by far and away the best episode it ever had, and that is 24 season 1 finale. It didn't have 28 seasons, but yeah,
Terry getting killed.
The episode where the Drazens think that Kim's been killed. So Dennis Hopper, is it Dennis Hopper? It was Dennis Hopper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He thinks that Kim's been killed, so he's all ballsy as shit that Jack's going to come in a piping hot mess. Jack drives the van straight into the side of them and knocks them out, and then gets back to CTU after saving the day, and Nina has killed his wife, which was fucking great because we wanted Terry to die for that whole series.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the death of Terry
she had the
Bauer.
amnesia in that series. Stupid bitch.
God, it was stupid, that whole... You know what it is? That series does not hold up, but that last episode very much does. I went back not that long ago to watch season 1 of 24. it looked old as balls. For a show that was meant to be ahead of its time, I suppose...
It was. That had never been done before, not real time.
If you go back and you watch season 1 of 24 now, it's fucking unwatchable. You basically have to go straight to season 3.
Honestly, mate, I think that's what I would do. If I was gonna... I mean, I've got the box set downstairs, but if I was going to watch that, if I fancied a binge watch of 24, it would be season 3. Because season 3, it never got better than season 3.
It never did, and it was the most consistent season. It was just an amazing season.
And plus, me and you watched it in one day.
We certainly fucking did,
Yes,
Christ. But you can't go back and watch season 1 and 2 because they just look so fucking weathered. It's bad, like, it is bad. But that the very last episode of the first series was insanely good. So...
Fair enough.
It's not a series finale, but it's a series finale.
Okay.
So you're number 4.
My number 4 is a series finale.
It's not going to get older, is it?
Nah.
I hate Rick.
Because Rick pointed it out and made you look a fool. A damn fool. Anyway, so mine is another show that you've not seen all the way through, because I don't think you got away with this either. Mine, the number 4 for me is Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that's pretty much... We put out on the Facebook and the Twitter and all that. It's pretty much on everyone's list.
The finale of Breaking Bad is fucking great.
Did he die of cancer?
Well, spoilers.
Did he?
He died.
All right. Of cancer?
I think he got shot in that.
All right, so the cancer...
He had the cancer.
The cancer that he had right at the start of the series and still lived for like 12 fucking years.
The cancer went away and then came back again.
Oh, did it go away?
It's been a while since I've watched it. I'm sure the cancer... He went into remission.
Nice.
And he had to keep on going because of the hospital bills. This might be completely wrong, you know.
Probably. It wasn't that good of a show anyway.
Put your tweets away. Shut up, Dave. So, but the finale, the last season of it was like in 2 parts.
Yeah.
Similar to your Sopranos, and the second part of it was some dark shit, some really fucking dark shit. They've the sort of gang or gangsters or whatever drug fellas.
Yeah,
they've
that's an official term.
Yeah, they're trying to find out how Walt creates the crystal blue, the crystal blue stuff, which is like superior and that,
blue meth,
and gets people more addicted and things.
Yeah.
But he's not having it, and so instead they kidnap Jesse because Jesse's been helping him. But
does Jesse call them a bitch every 2 seconds?
Probably,
yeah.
But so that they've got Jesse sort of tied to the ceiling. He's just making that over and over again. He's tied to the ceiling like a big sort of fucking dodge him.
Yeah.
And he's tied to the ceiling and that, and he kind of goes, "I'm not fucking doing this anymore." So they put him in a car. He'd been seeing a woman who's got a kid before they took him, and so he's like saying, "I'm not fucking doing this anymore. Just kill me. Just fucking kill me." And so they put him in the car and they pull up outside the woman's house.
Mm-hmm.
And they kill the fuck out of her.
Cool.
They shoot the woman and they say, "If you don't fucking make this stuff for us, the kid's next." It is dark as balls. I don't know how dark balls are, but it's dark.
Well,
and so in the season finale, Walt goes to rescue Jesse. There's an awesome fucking scene where he's got a car. And he opens the boot or the trunk, if you're American, and there's like a sort of big fuck off machine gun that's on like a thing, so it goes like and shoots everything to fuck. It's great. It's fucking great.
Is Hank still on it?
No.
Does Hank die? No.
So
Hank.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it seems to be on a lot of people's lists. It's not one I can get away with. I think I got to the start of the series after the plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
You had the plane crash at the very last episode of one series. I think it was season 2. And then I started the third one and I was like, I'm done. It felt like I was power watching series 2. Like, it really felt like hard work. So I just gave up on it.
I mean, I suppose it's like a bit of a Marmite show. I fucking loved it.
Well, a lot of people seem to, so...
Yeah. So, what's your number 4?
My number 4 on my Blake list is... Dexter Season 4. Kills Trinity, goes home. Trinity's already killed Rita.
Yeah.
And Harrison is in the pool of blood.
And similar to Season 3 of 24, it never topped that.
Yeah, never topped it. Season 4 of Dexter was by far and away the best season. John Lithgow as the Trinity Killer was fucking unbelievable. Who knew? Who knew John Lithgow? You know, like, I've seen John Lithgow in earlier movies like Raising Cain, which he's fantastic in with the split personalities. He's great. So I know he can play a dark character, but it's Dr. Solomon, for fuck's sake. Yeah, you know, you're not expecting to see the Trinity Killer.
Santa Claus the movie.
Exactly. So, like, the Trinity Killer, you have that whole series, and you cannot deny one of the best moments for me personally in TV history is "Hello, Dexter Morgan," when he like confronts him at the cop shop, and he just realizes who Dexter is and just reads his name badge to him, and it's fucking great, man. But the last episode, when he finally gets the upper hand on the Trinity Killer, goes home, and it turns out Trinity's already killed Rita. She's lying in the bath with the blood, and Harrison is sat in his own mum's blood. Very reminiscent of the flashbacks that Dexter was having.
Or whatever it was.
Just fucking great. Yeah. That is an all-time just amazing ending for me. Not a series finale, but a series finale.
Yes, that makes sense. You know what? Fuck it. That's a fucking amazing season.
It is. That whole series is just the best. But that ending, I remember watching that ending and just chills when you see Harrison in the blood. Chills.
But it was because you thought it was all over.
But yeah,
and
and Dexter hadn't really done that before. Like as a show, they hadn't pulled the rug out from you. Dexter always seemed to win the day. And this was like...
Yeah, he always got out of the situation with like, the skin of his teeth.
Ridiculous fucking situations that nobody should ever get out of. But every time he got out of it...
Yeah, wasn't there one... It might have been season 1, actually, that he'd kind of been half busted and they were all hunting and all that, and he like the episode ended with him like hiding in a car and there was police all over the place, and it was like...
Yeah, it was season 2.
Yeah.
For the ice truck killer. They blamed it on the ice truck killer. He got the blame, but it was when they found his graveyard under the sea.
Yes. Aye,
but,
yeah.
Oh man, like...
why did Dexter have to suck at the end? That's bad. Anyway.
So your number 3?
Number 3, I have hobbied my number 3, and I've gone British.
Nice.
And I've gone British, and I've gone Gervais.
Yes. Okay.
So they are two. Well, they're both Christmas episodes, but they were also both final ever episodes. I'm going to mention that every single time, just to. So the first one is obviously The Office, and the second one is Extras.
I'll give you The Office. I like the Extras season, like last ever episode. But...
I put that in there because, well, the final episode of Extras made me fucking cry.
Yeah.
The moment... I'm going to speak about that more than The Office, because we've spoken about The Office to death. You know, I mean, there's the moment, like, Chris, why don't you just fuck off? You don't speak about The Office.
No.
But Extras, if anybody doesn't know what the premise of Extras is, the main character is Andy Millman, and he is an extra.
Yeah.
And he wants more than that. He wants more for himself. He wants to be a writer and a director and all that kind of thing. And in Series 2, British, he gets everything he wants, but it kind of goes a little bit wrong because they start changing it, all that kind of thing. And so, in the final episode, he decides to himself, I don't want this anymore. I'm so much better than this, and I'm quitting. I'm quitting what I'm doing. I'm quitting my hit show, even though it's kind of like a sort of Mrs. Brown's Boys type thing, because like the critics fucking hate it, but millions and millions and millions of people are watching it. But he decides to himself, I'm not doing this anymore. So he publicly says, I'm done, I'm quitting, I don't want to do this, I don't want to pander to you people anymore. That's basically the scene.
Yeah.
I think it's, I don't want to say catchphrases to morons. And there's like the camera shoots to like, I'm a bothered, and like all that kind of thing. So, but he thinks, I'm going to be fine, I'm Andy Millman, I'm a good writer, but everything goes to shit. He's not famous anymore. And it kind of goes into a situation where all he wants to be is famous. So he like goes into he's like a shit monster in Doctor Who.
Aye.
And then he ends, and there's another one like some fucking other show that was made, like Hotel Babylon, is it?
Something like that.
So, but none of that works. So he ends up going into the Big Brother house,
as you
which
do.
You don't want that.
No, you do. Big Brother house is epic.
But there's a scene where he kind of has an epiphany to himself, and there's an earlier conversation where he has with Maggie, who's his best friend in the world, and Maggie asks throughout the series. Maggie asks some stupid fucking questions like, "What would you rather live in, a pocket of a giant or a, and she asks him a question, and he's pissed off and he doesn't listen to her, and then he's in the Big Brother house. He has his epiphany, and he's speaking to the camera, and he's going off like, "Fuck you for watching," and he does a big sort of, Ricky Gervais type thing. And Ricky Gervais, I know you're not keeping them now, but
back in the days when the extras was on, he was fantastic. He always felt like he was writing something to me. Now it just feels like he's just writing shit. He's just.
I didn't like the Life's Too Short.
No,
because I'm not a fan of Warwick Davis at all.
You can't say that.
I can.
It's wicked.
Oh, fuck off. I just think he's just a bit of a media whore. He'll do anything.
The thing about Life's Too Short for me was that it was just Ricky Gervais writing episodes for celebrities, and it just fell flat for me. Like, some of it was funny, but most of it was just like, you're just writing that so that you can have Johnny Depp in an episode, or Helena Bonham Carter in an episode, and
which is kind of the same for extras, really. You had Orlando Bloom in there and bloody Sam Jack in there.
That didn't feel forced to me.
But it actually affected the episode.
Aye.
Rather than it just be, but I mean, you had the moment with Liam Neeson in Life's Too Short, which I remember, which was funny.
It was all right, but it just like shoehorn any character, any celebrity into that episode. It didn't matter.
Yeah, Liam Neeson, what are you doing here? It's mental.
Yeah, exactly.
But so it ends up that, I mean, this is like the end of the episode. He has his epiphany, and he's sort of speaking into his mic in the Big Brother house. He's sick as fuck, and he answers Maggie's question. Mm-hmm. And it cuts to Maggie, who's fucking crying. And when I think it was Boxing Day when it aired, and that scene, I was fucking bawling like a baby. So, yeah, extras and The Office.
You big ballin' bitches.
No.
Yeah, extras. I'll give you that. I liked extras. It just didn't quite make my list because I didn't do series finales. I did series finales. So my number 3 is, and actually I've decided to change this a little bit. I am going to have one that isn't the last ever episode in my top 2. So my number 3 is Friday Night Lights, the last ever episode of Friday Night Lights.
All right.
You didn't watch Friday Night Lights. I know you didn't. It's one of those shows that literally, as it went on, I loved every season. I loved every episode. Tugged on the short and curlies all the time. Lindsay would know I'd been watching it when she came home because I'd have the red eyes. I would have the red eyes for days. Honestly, this show was like an emotional roller coaster, and a lot of people don't like it because it's a show about American football. It's not about American football. It's not. You see a little bit of it, but for the most part, you don't see much of it. You see like them going onto the pitch for the match. It's all about the characters, the stories, the lives they're living, and it's just a small town in Texas. It's a fucking great show. But the last episode was Kyle Chandler, guy from Bloodline. Mm-hmm. He plays the coach, and one thing he, as an actor, does extremely well is monologue. Like, he delivers a great monologue.
Yeah, Kyle
a
Chandler.
nice, heartfelt monologue. He can make you sort of like, you know, as most actors can. And in the last episode, they kind of broke from tradition and they showed you a bit of the game that they were playing. And it was kind of like, oh, you see more of this game than you should and all that. And it's like the last game of the season. Are they gonna win the competition, the state championship or whatever? He's now had to take the team he used to coach and the team he now coaches have had to join together. So he's been struggling with that for the last 2 seasons. And you kind of get this scene where somebody throws what could potentially be the winning field goal, I suppose they call it. And then the camera cuts off and then it kind of comes back up and it's like years later, so you don't know if they won or not. And it's years later and he's catching you up on like where everybody's at in life. And he's like doing the voiceover and all that. And he ends the whole show. Spoilers, they did win. But he ends the show with the mantra that they have on top of the locker room. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. And when he says it, I don't know if it was because I knew it was the last episode or whatnot, but when he says it and then it just sort of fades out, oh man. It destroys me a little bit. I do love it. It's a great show. Friday Night Lights is a fantastic show. I wish you would give it a chance, but I understand it's not for everyone.
Honestly, right now I've got quite a lot of different shows that I'd like to watch.
I binged that one.
Yeah, there's a few new ones on Amazon Prime. Sneaky Pete apparently is very good.
With Giovanni, yeah.
Yeah, and Bryan Cranston, I think, is in it or directed it or something. So I want to try that, and there's bloody Vikings season 4, which I've not watched yet, and there's fucking loads that I want to watch, but I've not got plenty of time. So
I'll be honest with you, it's literally one that I binged. Like, I got the first season and I just blitzed through it, and I absolutely loved it. Put the second one on, blitzed through it, and I probably shouldn't have because I was like an emotional wreck. I was an emotional wreck.
I believe you. Yeah.
For weeks, I was an emotional wreck with that show. And she used to come home like, oh, you've been bloody watching that again, haven't you? So you're number 2.
Yeah, my number 2, well, my number 2 is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Of course it is, obviously.
Yeah, we're having a Buffy night to ourselves. I'm wearing my Sunnydale t-shirt.
You are. I noticed that when I came in, I thought, oh, God.
Fuck off, it's a good t-shirt.
It's going to be one of those nights.
Yeah, I've got a Gert Arc t-shirt as well.
Yeah, okay. Are you wearing that next week?
Oh, fuck aye. Not when I meet Nicholas Brendan. Will that be creepy or not? I don't know.
I think you should have like an I Love Xander t-shirt on with an X.
With an X. Yeah, not the wrong way. Yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Season 7 of Buffy gets it gets a bit of heat. Season 7 of Buffy. You never got that far, did you? No, you didn't. No, because we spoke about the body before. But season 7 of Buffy, they knew it was going to be the last series.
Mm-hmm.
And so the big bad in season 7 is like the origin of evil, basically the first evil, the first. And so you don't get higher than that,
obviously.
So it's pretty fucking epic. And so you've got the Hellmouth,
right?
Remember that?
Is this the one that Spike gets sucked into? I'm sure Rick said something about it when he was trying to prove a point about season.
Oh, he doesn't get sucked into it. He dies. Spike dies. Spoilers. Yeah, but so the big bad of season 7 is the first evil. So, and they have like they open the Hellmouth and there's these like proper vampires, not like the ones you get in normal Buffy. Right. They're like fucking badass vampires. And so you've got all that kind of thing going on, and it's so season 7, the final episode. It's like all of the Slayers, their small army versus this massive army of the super vampires in the Hellmouth. And it's fucking great. It's fucking great. But I mean, there's fucking loads that goes on in season 7. I personally love it. A lot of people don't enjoy it. I don't really understand why, but a lot of people don't enjoy it. But I think it's great. I think it's for a show like that, you need to go epic in the final season, and as I said, you don't get much more epic than fighting the big first evil,
the big Dracula.
And so the the final episode ends where Sunnydale is basically destroyed because they destroy the Hellmouth. Mm-hmm. So Sunnydale just goes into the ground. Mm-hmm. And there's like all of the potential slayers are now slayers.
Right.
So like all of the pressure isn't on Buffy anymore. And so like the episode ends with like, what are we going to do now? And Buffy kind of smiles and that's it. Finished.
And then do they break into a sing-song and do Once More with Feeling?
No, they do not. It does continue in the comics. I've read season 8 in the comics, but I didn't read further than that. But I think it's fuck off. I think it was a good way to end Buffy, and I don't understand why people don't like it.
No, you get that a lot though.
Yeah.
As in with my number 2 is a show that ended and I thought was somewhat of a perfect ending, and it gets nothing, and I mean nothing but hatred and piss and vinegar.
Dexter.
Lost.
I'm
a massive fan of Lost. I was always a fan of Lost. It had its ups and downs. I mean, the fact that they never truly know how it was going to end ever, including when they were filming the last ever scene, and they were like, "Is this what we're doing? Like, are we doing this? Is this how it's going to go?" I thought it was perfect. I love the fact that Lost ends the same way it began, with Jack opened his eye in the first ever episode, and he closes his eye with the dog lying next to him. I loved that. I loved the fact that last season you weren't really sure, because you'd had the flashbacks, you'd had the flash forwards, you'd have the time travel, and then in the last series you weren't sure what was going on. It was like an alternate timeline. We were like everybody and their mother was like, it's the alternate timeline, so that if they never got on the plane or if it never happened, this is where they were, this is who they were, this is what they were doing. But it turned out that was the afterlife, basically.
I'm really struggling to remember. Was the final scene like they were in? It was the funeral.
Yeah, there was the church, and they all went in.
It was all coffins.
Because it was them accepting. Those who went into the church had accepted what had happened. They were accepting the death.
Right.
Whether they died on the island, before the island, or after the island, they were all connected, and they all helped each other accept what had happened to them. Now, people are morons, so they didn't fully get what was going on, because they're idiots. And I was like, oh my god, why did Ben not go in the church? Oh my god, why did... It just pissed me right off. I hate when people say they don't like the end of The Lost, because for me, personally, and it's a very objective opinion, I thought it was perfect. And they pretty much ended it the same way they fucking told you they were going to end it in season 1, when Jack turns around to Hurley and Hurley says, we're all dead. We didn't crash, or we did crash, but we've all died, and this is just, stuff. Hurley said that.
Stuff and things. Hurley
said that in the first 3 episodes. When they did that, when it turned out they were all fucking dead, people went, even though they'd been saying it for 5 or 6 seasons, they're all dead anyway, so what's the point? Dicks. I loved Lost. There was a couple of bad episodes. I just thought it was consistent as fuck, and the season finale was great, and I loved the church scene at the end. It's just fantastic.
I should probably watch it again, because I really...
And you had characters who had died in season 1 or season 2, and they were in the church in the last episode, and it was like, oh yeah, man. Because you kept hearing that they were all on these random contracts.
Is it like Jack is the last one to go in or something?
Jack is the last one.
Yeah.
He's the last one to go in, because he's like not accepting it, and he goes in at the same time that he closes his eyes on the island. Then he goes in.
Right. Okay.
And that's him accepted. This is what the crack is.
This is what the crack is. Is that the last line of the?
And Ben doesn't go in. Ben stays outside the church because he's not ready to accept it. But people don't get that because they're idiots. So
idiots are everywhere, as we know.
So before we go on to our number ones, we have some poop shoots.
Yes, we do.
We have quite a few poop shoots, actually. I'll not lie. I kind of overshot on this one. I'll let you do Dev and what's his names. because I'm not talking about what's his names.
Bit pissy there.
Because he took the piss out of me. Yeah.
So, Big Sexy Dev said, oh Christ, I'm going to drop my phone. He said Seinfeld, number 5.
Cool.
I never watched Seinfeld. Never watched it. It was Friends, man. Did you like the photo that I put
We'll not go there.
on the Facebook
We'll
page?
not go there.
I was hoping for a bite, to be honest with you.
No. Hashtag friends, not friends.
Fuck off. Number 4, see, I got number 4, Smallville. That's interesting to me.
No, I'm okay with that.
I can't really remember how it ended, other than him flying off at the very end. Number 3, The Sopranos.
Yeah.
No, I didn't put that on my list.
I didn't put it on my list, but I do love it. Yeah.
Number 2, Breaking Bad. Fine, cool. Number 1, MASH.
MASH.
That's not what I
Is that the one when it's like, somebody shut up that damn chicken, and then he kills the chicken, or he smothers the chicken, but then when they pull the cover away, it's a baby?
I've got no idea. I've got no fucking idea what you're on about.
I'm almost certain.
Never watched MASH.
Dev, let me know. Don't be a dick about it though.
So Bob.
Bob who?
Robert Wilkinson.
Oh, One Big Lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tide Line Runners.
That's the one.
Excellent production company.
That's the fella.
Shit-tasted movies.
He said number 5, Life on Mars, because he likes to pretend that Ashes to Ashes didn't happen or didn't exist.
See, I was nice and I gave him that. Even though I love Ashes to Ashes, but I gave him that those 2 series.
And then his response was, didn't ask.
Yep. all I was saying was, right, I would take Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes as 2 separate entities, as 2 separate things, being fucking okay with it. No. These thespians with their drama diplomas and whatnot. Yeah.
Wow. Number 4, The Wire, which I've still never watched.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Number 3, MASH.
Yep.
MASH? Yeah.
The chicken.
Number 2, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Never watched it. Number 1, 6 Feet Under.
Oh, I never made it to the end of 6 Feet Under, but I did love 6 Feet Under.
I did make it to the end of 6 Feet Under.
Yeah, didn't like it.
Yeah, so
Did somebody end up 6 feet under?
Other poop shoots.
So I put it on the Empire magazine group. I put a post up there asking for some poop shoots, and the first one I got was you can put Lost at the very bottom. Bit harsh. That was Eddie Kent.
But it's still number 5 though.
It's still number 5, and they said next to How I Met Your Mother. I'm not a big fan of that one anyway.
No, fuck that.
So then I've got some proper ones. So Barry Machin only gave us one. He says The Sopranos, Don't Stop Believing. Very clever, because it cuts off. Stephen Peary said Buffy, ER, and Friends, to name a few. Nah, not having that. Sue Smith, Ashes to Ashes, Battlestar Galactica, and Fringe. She had to include my favourite show ever, Fringe. Yep.
See, if anybody can hear that noise, it's the dog growling in his sleep, by the way.
Yeah.
Fringe, I wish they'd never done a 5th season of, because the 4th season was fucking amazing.
You've said that before.
Yeah. Next.
Yep. So, Lucian Waugh Daly said Parks and Rec, The Newsroom, Community, and Breaking Bad.
The Newsroom, I thought, dropped the ball in the finale.
It was a bit of a strange one.
Because it was a damn good series.
Yeah.
But the finale, I thought, because what's his name? Was it Charlie died?
Yeah. The finale,
and
to me...
I just thought it was a bit of a previously on.
Yeah, I suppose. But when I watched the finale, it felt like a Christmas special. Like, you'd had the series, you'd had the whole thing, and then they just threw out an extra episode somewhere. Like, it didn't feel like it mattered anyway. It didn't feel like...
And they were doing flashbacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I liked it, but I did like it. 6 Feet Under. Then some prick started giving me shit, so we won't talk about him.
Fuck him.
Jason Granger, The Wire, Breaking Bad, Boardwalk Empire, Fawlty Towers, and House of Cards.
Fawlty Towers didn't have a finale.
House of Cards is still going, isn't it?
Well, House of Cards is still going, yeah. Fawlty Towers... The very last episode of Fawlty Towers was the health inspector, and you had Basil the Rat running about, which was fine. It was a damn funny episode. I mean, I suppose you could take from it because at the very end they open the cheese box and the rat is inside the cheese box.
Right.
And like, so I suppose you could take from it that the health inspector closed down the hotel, so the hotel's closed. So that's the final ever episode.
Makes sense.
But meh.
I threw it out also on the Slack chat group, which I don't like saying very often.
The what?
The Slack chat group.
What the fuck is that?
It's an app called Slack that some people use. It's sort of like chat room forums.
It sounds dirty.
I sent it out to the Get Fresh crew, the Weird Science Get Fresh crew. Whoop whoop. So big shout out to them boys.
Who the fuck came up with the name of that?
The Get Fresh crew. Slack. I don't know. Because he's keeping it slack. I don't know. So,
go.
Andrew in Belfast, who is an absolutely cracking lad, he writes...
I think I've spoken to him on the Twitters, you know.
He writes the Star Wars articles on Astromech Journal.
I'm sure I've spoken to him on Twitter.
Andrew's good people. He said number 1, Sopranos, 2, Cheers, 3, Breaking Bad, 4, Seinfeld, and 5, Californication. And then he followed that up with, I was quite tempted to put The Cosby Show, though. Which I said, oh, shit. Mark Robbins said Gundam Wing at number 5, 4, Justice League Unlimited. That's an animated series, isn't it? It still counts. 3, The Fugitive, the original TV show. 2, Power Rangers in Space. 1, Eureka. Wow.
Never heard of that.
Eureka, I've seen some of Eureka. Toby Hagen. Tobes is good people. He's a nice British lad. And he said 5, The X-Files, pre-10th season. So he's not counting series 10.
Mean The Truth.
Yeah. No. Number 4, Lost. Thank you very much. 3, Star Trek Next Gen.
Yeah, I've got that as an honourable mention.
Life on Mars, the British version, obviously. And Breaking Bad. Yeah. A lot of love for Breaking Bad. A lot of love for Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And on the other Get Fresh crew, because they have 2 fucking things.
Blimey, it's greedy if anything.
Isn't it? Basement Condition, that's a podcast that I've listened to and I really like. 5, Seinfeld, 4, Friends, 3, Fringe, 2, 11, 22, 63.
JFK still dies.
Does he still die? Spoilers.
I'll agree with that. I'll give him that, actually. I will give him that.
1, Breaking Bad, and the worst was Lost. Arsehole. So one guy kept jumping in and out, and then he finally gave me a list. So his final list is 1, Breaking Bad, 2, Freaks and Geeks, 3, Sopranos, 4, Cowboy Bebop, and 5, JLU.
Fuck is JLU?
Justice League Unlimited.
Alright.
Come on, man, stick with it.
Right.
These are all like fucking, DC fans. So you got Drew.
So no Marvel in there then.
No. Drew said 5 Mad Men, 4 Young Pope, 3 Breaking Bad, 2 Arrested Development, 1 Twin Peaks. And I'm going to finish off the poop shoots with the retro game challenge group that I'm in.
Jesus Christ.
Which is, I told you, fucking, we went too far with this one.
Now, to be honest.
We went way too far with this one.
Yeah, well, you did. I've only had 2
pints.
Nah. No, not for way more than that.
So Hayes, Chris Hayes, our good pal from the Talking Dead days, he said 5 Sons of Anarchy. Love Sons of Anarchy.
I thought that would be in your list.
It might still be.
I see.
I still have 1 to go. Unbelievably, since we've been talking about it for half an hour.
Yeah.
4 The Wire, 3 Mad Men, 2 Breaking Bad, 1 Sopranos. So yeah. Simon, who I think, I could be wrong, but he's like leading the challenge. I'm not doing very well, by the way. I haven't won one yet. Said 5 Father Ted.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with that.
4 The Sopranos, 3 Quantum Leap.
I've just seen his number 1, motherfucker.
2 The Wire and 1 Blackout.
Bastard! Fuck.
Have you got that?
No.
I honestly thought you'd have that.
Son of a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
I have not got that.
What are you
I'm
gonna
not
do?
happy. I'm not happy at all.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to tear this place up in a minute. Good choice. Very, 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 very good choice.
Tom said 5 Mad Men, 4 This Detective, 2, 3 True Detective,
True
1.
Detective.
Yeah. So, 2 The Wire, 1 Sopranos. And Tim, I will end with Tim, said 1 Breaking Bad, 2 Blackadder, 3 Sopranos, 4 MASH, 5 Auf Wiedersehen Pet Series 2. And And then he says something about he knows it came back years later, but it was shit. So he didn't like it. So yeah.
I'm pissed off I forgot about Blackadder.
I thought you might be, because I honestly thought you were going to have that on your list.
Fuck.
I know you love that show. Not enough to put it in your top 5.
I'm not
like,
happy at all. I'm not happy at all.
You obviously don't like it that much.
There you go.
Did you see the thing about Rowan Atkinson doing a cheeky cameo in a Chinese movie?
No. What's Mr. Bean?
Aye. There's like this big movie over in China, this huge comedy. It's going to be massive.
Mr. Bean is still going.
Is it?
Well, apparently so. You just said he was in a fucking movie.
Well, yeah, he's playing a cameo as Mr. Bean, but he must be getting paid an absolute fucking fortune.
Fair play.
Because they love him. They love Mr. Bean.
Yeah. But here in the UK, Mr. Bean hasn't been on the TV in like 10 years. Probably longer.
Not a recent thing, like maybe on Red Nose Day or something like that.
Yeah. I don't really get it. I don't get it. I mean,
they did an animated series.
I loved the fuck out of Mr. Bean back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't really understand how it's still going. Make fucking a new series of Blackadder and stuff like that, sure do.
So, what is your number one,
well,
good
it's
buddy?
Not Blackadder. My number one, it's been mentioned a lot there when you were reading for the last half hour. My number one is 6 Feet Under.
Eh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say it was crap.
No. No, I love 6 Feet Under. I mean, I've seen it through maybe twice, but the finale of that show is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And similar to Extras earlier on, I cried like a little fucking bitch. You've seen that?
No, I've not. I think I watched maybe 2 or 3 episodes of it, like when it first started, and I just never got into it. I think it was on round about the same as Nip Tuck, or was Nip Tuck after it?
I don't know.
Because I seem to remember a lot of shows got dropped for Nip Tuck.
Right. It kind of 6 Feet Under here in the UK when it was actually on.
Mm-hmm.
Was fucking relegated to the graveyard shift on Channel 4, so I never actually watched it when it was on. I bought the box set later.
Right.
And but in the season finale, I can't remember what the main story of it was, because every episode of 6 Feet Under had, well, it was somebody dying, but you also had the stories of the family going on and all that kind of thing. I can't really remember a great deal about the final episode of it, other than the way that they wrapped the show up was because it was all about funerals and all that kind of thing. The way that they wrapped the show up was they showed each of the main characters dying in the future.
Right.
So Claire, who's the daughter, is she's driving away. She's sort of going off the pastor's new and all that kind of thing. And while she's driving away, she puts a song on, and I'm a complete arsehole. I can't remember the name of the song, but it's a fucking good song. She puts it. I think it's probably by Beyonce. I'm not entirely sure.
No, you'd remember the name of that.
It's probably I think it's Single Ladies. She puts the song on, and then it flashes forward to each of the characters' death in the day that they died, because that's how they start each episode. Mm-hmm. So each episode starts with somebody dying, and it says Tom Mimime, 1963 to 2013 or whatever.
No.
And so it flashes to each of the main characters who you've just spent 5 seasons with, showing how each of them die with this track going on, and it's emotional as fuck.
It's a bit depressing.
It is hugely depressing, but it's really fucking good. Okay. Seriously good.
I never stuck with that one.
I can't believe I fucking forgot Blackadder.
I know.
I'm actually genuinely upset. Oh. Fuck off. So what's your number one?
My number one is one that got mentioned a shit ton in there. And no, it's not Sopranos. Sopranos, no. Sopranos nearly
Yeah, I didn't
it.
really know what to do with Sopranos because it's a controversial one, The Sopranos.
Oh, it's a very controversial one.
Yeah.
It is. But my number one is The Wire. You know I'm a big fan of The Wire. I thought Idris Elba was great in that show. I thought Simon West was great in that show. The thing about The Wire was that it really suffered because season 3 and 4 were immense. I thought season 1 through 4 were great, but 3 and 4 were particularly amazing. Mm-hmm. Season 5...
Is that the final series?
Yeah, season 5's final season. I don't like using... I'm not a big fan of using the term jumping the shark because I think a lot of people use that term far too quickly about things. But if a show did jump the shark, it was The Wire in season 5, because you had Jimmy McNulty, the main character, Simon West, who had started finding dead bodies, but he was doing things to the dead bodies to make it look like murder. Not raping them or anything like that. He was like...
look like rape, not murder.
He was taking like false teeth, and he was putting like teeth marks in their asses so that it looks like a serial killer's sort of MO type thing. And that whole series, the whole season 5 wasn't great, like it wasn't. But the last episode is fantastic. It really just, it brings everything right the way back round. The last 2 or 3 episodes, in fact, were great. But they do like that thing where, like, I like a season that ends happy. I like one that ends depressing. This one doesn't really end as either. It just sort of ends with...
Just kind of goes...
No, it just kind of goes, right, all this shit has happened. We had season 1, which was all about the drugs. We had season 2, which was all about the ports. 3 was all about the corruption, the politics and all that. 5 was like all about the media. So it was like, you've had all this series where they've shown you everything that's going on in Baltimore, how fucking twisted Baltimore is. And you have Bubbles, who's like the druggie in the first ever series, first ever episode. He's the down and out of the whole show. And in season 5, he ends in a good place. Like, he's pulled through. He's no longer a junkie and all that. Well, he's still a bit of a junkie, but he's reconnected with his sister and her daughter and all that, and he's getting his life back on track. But in relation to that, you have this little kid who you've just spent 2 series with, him and his little crew, and he's taken to the needle now. So it's like, yeah, things change in Baltimore, but not a fucking lot. It all stays the same. And it's just like a nice little sort of...
Tell you what I'm going to do. When I'm finished The Sopranos, because I'm finished season 2 now, so I've only got, 3 more to go?
Yeah.
Season 5 or season 6?
6.
Okay, 4 more to go. But when I think it's still on Skybox, Sky
it is just
Box
now,
6.
Yeah.
When I finish The Sopranos, I'm going to watch The Wire.
I think you'll love The Wire. Like,
I tried to watch it a way back, but I didn't get away with it.
It's hard going to start off with, because especially in the first season, because it's a lot of like Baltimore slang, getting through that. But once you sort of know what they're saying, and of course Simon West, every time he gets angry, his accent drops off the face of the planet, and he just starts talking Cockney. You know, like, there is times when you're sitting there going, "You're not American," whereas Idris Elba,
that's the thing that when I tried to watch it before, I didn't know who Idris Elba was.
Oh my god!
I didn't actually know who Idris Elba was until I watched Luther.
Yeah.
So maybe seeing him in that now,
I
might actually get into it more.
He's insanely good.
Idris Elba.
But I mean, I loved The Wire, and you get to that last episode, and it is great because it just sort of shows you that no matter what goes on and all things like that, it's pretty much the same. Like, nothing in Baltimore really changes. It's a crap hole. It's always going to be a crap hole. The drug problem is real. The corruption is real. It's all real. Like, it's just crazy. And you kind of end it with, like, the first ever episode, sort of like, when you first meet the crew, the Barksdale crew, they're sort of on the burner phones and all that, and they're flipping the mobiles. That's literally how the last episode ends. Business as usual. And I loved it. I just thought it was great because... yeah, most shows would be like, look what we did. We've cleaned up the streets. We've done this. We've done that.
Aye.
The Wire didn't do that. They just said, you know what? We can't do fucking shit about this. It is what it is.
Well, that's how. Well, not that, but like Mad Men doesn't end with him. He has his. The very end of Mad Men is, as I said, he's in the hippie commune.
Yeah,
and he has his, he fucking has his epiphany and all that kind of thing. But the way that Mad Men ends is he's kind of like he's in a hippie commune, so he's meditating and all that kind of thing. And then like he has a master idea, and then it shows you the idea, and it shows you an actual Coca-Cola idea, because the company that has taken them over earlier on in the season has Coca-Cola.
All right.
So it's like it's a famous Coke advert for like they're all like holding hands and being all 60s and stuff. So that's how it ends. He has a fucking masterful idea of a great idea for a Coca-Cola advert, and so it doesn't. He's not like reformed.
No.
He's just going to go back and be Don Draper.
Sweet.
That's how it ends.
Spoilers.
Well, you're going to fucking watch it, are you?
No, probably not.
So, yeah, good choice. I am going to do that after. I promise you, after I finish The Sopranos, I will go and watch The Wire.
I feel you should. I think you'll enjoy it. Like I say, Series 5 is a grind. It is a grind. Because it just gets so fucking stupidly crazy. You're sitting there, what the fuck are you? Like, why are you writing this shit? But when you get to those last 2 or 3 episodes, it's all worth it. It makes the whole 5 series worth it.
I'll probably not remember how it ended there. But we're not finished with our top 5 yet, are we? Because
no.
We've got a top down.
Bottom one.
Bottom one.
Top down.
Top bottom.
That's good.
We've got a top bottom.
We've got a bottom one.
So what's your...
Well,
fuck.
I had one.
Yeah.
And it was when I was breaking my list. I had one. And it was pretty much The Walking Dead. It was Negan fading to black. Just because that filled me with so much rage. And then you said, I bet I can guess. And you know what? I'm just going to go with that.
Yeah.
Because Dexter, what a fucking shower of fucking cunting shite that was.
Cunting shite, wow. But yeah, I mean, we spoke about season 4 earlier on and how just amazing it is and what Dexter could be. I mean, how, was it 5 seasons or 6 seasons it did?
6.
So, it was obviously, it had a lot of staying power, and, you know, I can't remember hating it as much as I hated it in the final episode.
Oh, man, it just...
I like it. It should have been so much fucking better. I'm punching my hand right now because I'm so angry. But
the thing is, right, the thing about that final episode and those final scenes is, if you had the boat going into the massive giant fucking hurricane wave, the perfect storm, if you had that, I'm okay with that. Fade to black.
Yeah.
Don't do the lumberjack shit at the end.
Go on, Wolverine.
I mean, my thing was, I read an article, it was the producer of the Trinity series. He had the way it was going to end, and they used his idea, but then elaborated. And his idea, and I thought it sounded fucking great, and I would love to have seen it, was when he throws Deb's body over the side into the ocean, he is tied to her. His feet are tied to her body.
Yeah.
So he goes down with Deb's, which I read that and I thought, I like that. Fuck me, that's great.
I actually liked the idea that, like, the premise of the season was obviously the woman who came up with the code.
Yep.
Fine.
Yep.
Absolutely fine. And, like, the bad guy of the season is what would have happened if the code hadn't worked. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely no issues with that whatsoever. And then it just goes...
Aye.
I like the idea of Debs being Dexter's last kill.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
I like that. Absolutely no problem. That would have been a good ending.
It would have. And he thought of that in Series 4. Mm-hmm. That was his ending. Yeah. And they pretty much did it, but turned him into Wolverine, like you said. And why the fuck does he look at the camera with that smug little bastard face? You smug bastard. It's like he was looking at the camera, trolling us. Like, fuck you, got you. Nah, just Dexter's terrible ending. Great show. First 4 series are fantastic. Series 4 is just unbelievable. And then it kind of nosedived after that.
Yeah.
The Johnny Lee Miller season was quite good.
Was that season 5?
Yeah. It was all right because Johnny Lee Miller was in it.
I can't remember a great deal about it, to be honest. Honestly, like, I would have bought the box set, but I know how it's going to end, so I ain't buying the bloody box set.
You can never get away with it. Box set. You can't get past that ending. It's disgusting.
No, I'm not going to buy the box set because I know how it ends.
They screwed us over.
And speaking of that, True Blood.
I never watched the end.
Don't. Don't. I've only seen it once. I'm not going to talk about how it ends because, honestly, I was so fucking angry, I can't remember. I just remember going, fuck that a lot.
I got to the 2nd episode of the last series.
But the thing is, same as what we said about Dexter, is the season before it ended so well because there was like the good vampires and the bad vampires. It was going to be all out vampire war. And then it wasn't.
Suki.
I honestly, I feel like it was. I feel like Suki died and Bill got into the coffin with her, and that's how it ended. I might be wrong because I think I've repressed it.
Dirty bastard.
It was. Oh no, not to do that.
Oh.
Well, not straight away.
Give him a couple 100 years.
But it was so bad. It was so fucking bad.
I never got to the end.
And it really pissed me off.
That was one of my favourite shows for a long time as well.
Yeah. I think I liked the Witch series. I think that's probably when it peaked. I think it was maybe season 4. Because I think that was Alan Ball's last series, and then someone else took over.
Makes sense.
But yeah, True Blood.
Yeah, I'll give you that one, definitely. Like I say, I never watched the end, because that last series, they had Eric in the Antarctic, and the light.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I just went, fuck that shit. Because at that point, even though I knew they wouldn't just kill Alexander Skarsgård like that,
Well, he was kind of the star of the show at that point.
Big time.
Like, nobody was watching it for Suki and Bill anymore.
Him and Pam were the best things in that show.
Pam was amazing.
Kristen Van Bauer, she was awesome. So yeah.
So that's possibly the longest top 5 section ever, I feel.
Yeah, due to the poop shits, I will take most.
So thank you, though. Thank you for getting in.
I'll take most of them
getting involved.
I'm taking most of them out.
No, don't take anything out. Don't take everything out. But we're going to play a promo, and
Yep.
then we're going to talk Buffy.
Oh, we're having an extra section.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher. Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
So yeah.
So
Buffy is 20 years old?
20 years old, yeah.
My God.
I know, feel old.
That's ancient.
And did you see I shared it on Facebook the other day? Liar's 20 years old.
Oh, God.
I know, right?
Really? The pen is blue.
Goddamn pen is blue. Anyway, so Buffy.
I'm kicking my ass! Do you mind?
Wow, nice. Nice. So it's 20 years old.
A goose.
That's plenty.
Okay, sorry.
Buffy is 20 years old.
Yep.
And I'm feeling pretty pleased with myself because
Why?
When you think about it, right? For a WWE episode, I've had a Doctor Who episode. I've had. What else have I had?
Pretty much everything you've wanted.
No, not everything, Kev. No, I've had a Buffy episode to myself.
To yourself? I wish it was to yourself.
Well, okay. Yeah, so I suggested Hush.
Yep.
Because you'll not have seen it because you didn't get past season 3.
No.
Hush is, as I said earlier on in the episode, like fucking 4 hours ago, Hush is probably considered to be the best episode of Buffy.
Yeah.
So it was season 4, episode 10. It's another similar to The Body, which I spoke about before. And what have you been watching? It was an episode written and directed by the master, that is Joss Whedon.
Directed, not really written.
Well, that's a good point. But
there's not really any writing involved.
I did a little bit of, well, there is, but I did a little bit of, sort of looky upiness.
Research?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. It didn't come out though.
You've been doing research. You are in your element here, aren't you?
I know, I was in research mode. See what I did there? After reading that, the dialogue in Buffy was the most successful part of the thing that people loved most. Joss Whedon, being Joss Whedon, set out to write an episode of the show that was completely without dialogue.
Right.
Just because he could.
Pretentious.
Because it's Joss Whedon. Fuck you, don't you dare.
How dare you, sir.
It is the only episode in the entire show that was nominated for an Emmy Award for outstanding writing for a drama series, and it also received a nomination for outstanding cinematography for a single camera series. Yes, fuck yes, for the cinematographer Michael Gershman. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. But what did you think of it?
That research went far and wide.
Fuck off. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I was sat watching it last night, and it didn't bother me that there was no dialogue, because it was a good little episode. Like, you kind of can tell by their mannerisms. The thing about Buffy is that they all act with their bodies very much. So,
yeah.
Like Xander mostly, you kind of know what's going on when the way he's talking in that show. It was very, very brave, I thought, to do a whole episode where there is no dialogue.
One of the things that I read about,
that must have been scary releasing that episode.
Yeah. One of the things, not so much releasing it maybe, but filming it, was one of the things that I read about when I was doing my research, which wasn't really, but anyway, was when they all completely fucking went to pieces when they were not crying and stuff, but like they were fucking shit when they were rehearsing it, because they're so used to speaking to each other, and you know this is season 4, so they've been working together for 4 years now, or 3 years I suppose, but yeah, so they're so used to sort of working off each other and like responding to as they're delivering their lines. But on this one, they're silent for like what, about 2/3 of the movie or the episode.
Yeah.
So there was the scene in Giles' apartment where I think it must have been the scene, you know, where Xander thinks that Spike is like drunk Anya. And he batters the hell out of him. Yeah, I think it must have been that scene in Giles' apartment where they couldn't do it.
But there's a lot of when they do talk, there's a lot of sexy talk. That was good. I like that. A couple of nice wank jokes.
There was a good wank joke. Yeah.
I'm okay with wank jokes. So
what did you think of the gentleman?
The weirdy folk.
Yeah,
they were all right. I don't know, there was a bit Slendermanish.
This is way before Slenderman.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm not a big fan of Slenderman anyway. But yeah, they were cool. They were cool enough. They were all right. They were creepy. They did what they were supposed to do. It was quite like the tension building when they're going through the hallway and they go into the kid's dorm, and like when you realise that this kid's not going to be able to scream, it's a bit like, oh fuck, like that is quite scary. To be fair, he did well with the scary and the tension, so I'll give him that. Just thought his dialogue was a bit weak.
Yeah.
It got for like best written show.
Yeah, well, it was nominated.
Yeah. No, I'll be completely honest.
What pissed me off actually was, I mentioned the body earlier on, nominated for fuck all.
Yeah. But they had a really tall guy in it.
Yeah, no. But
I was never a massive, big, huge fan of Buffy. I remember when the first ever episode came out, which I was thinking about this yesterday. It's 20 years old. I'm 32. I sat up to watch that first ever episode on BBC Two. So I must have only been 12.
Dear me, you should have been in bed.
I should have been. But I literally, there's like three shows that I will never forget watching four shows, the premiere for on TV when it happened, and one of them was Buffy, so I'm sitting there thinking, well, I must have only been 12 when I watched Buffy for the first time. That's quite a young age to be watching Buffy, especially that first episode.
I can't really remember. It's been a while since I watched season 1 because season 1 is ropey as hell.
But David Boreanaz is dreamy.
He is dreamy.
Yeah. The other one, just out of interest, was Star Trek Enterprise. Not a good one.
Oh no, never that.
Lost.
I think I might have done the same, you know.
And Smallville.
No.
They were my 4 shows that I was always right there on the front line for the premiere pilot episode.
Why are you going Australian?
Don't know.
Okay.
I was trying to do Wayne Gale from Natural Born Killers. Robert Downey Jr. Callback. But yeah, I did really enjoy the episode. It's a good episode for a show that I never really had much to do with. The creepy guys were creepy, as they're supposed to be. I did like the fact that there was not really much speaking because you had to rely on the actors and the actresses, and I suppose it's a good way of Joss Whedon saying, see, it's not just my dialogue, they can fucking act, so shut up. Like, I suppose that's a good way of him doing that, and he did it well because everybody does fucking act their balls off and everybody's good, even though they can't really speak, and there's always time for a good wank joke.
Yeah, well, you've got Anya doing the finger through the whole thing.
Yep.
Xander. Obviously, you've got the probably one of my favourite Buffy moments is in the auditorium where Giles is doing his show.
And she goes,
stabby,
stabby.
Yeah, nobody can see that. But that's fucking great. So if no one out there has seen Buffy and has not, obviously never heard of this episode, here's what the episode is about. So basically, it's about a group of ghouls, or sort of monster of the week type fellas.
Ghouls.
Yeah. They're called the Gentlemen.
Yeah.
So the Gentlemen, they come into a town and they steal everyone's voices, so nobody can hear you scream.
Like in space.
I've heard that before. Yeah. So their end game is to steal 7 hearts. I'm not entirely sure why, but 7 hearts. So they will pick a person that they want to steal the heart of. They'll hunt them down, they'll pin them down, and then they'll cut the heart out of the person while they're still fucking alive and screaming. But nobody can hear them scream because their voice is gone.
I thought it was sick because they're in space.
No, never that. So that's the idea of the Gentleman. You know what? I used to watch a lot of Monster of the Week type things. I would put the Gentleman up there with Tooms.
Tooms?
Eugene Victor Tooms.
X-Files.
Yeah.
Oh,
come on.
I remember Tooms, but I don't really remember the episode, to be fair.
He goes all stretchy in that, and he is after the liver.
His penis.
What?
Can it stretch?
I would assume his penis can stretch.
You must know these things.
He can stretch his arms. I know that.
No, I remember that episode, but I don't remember it greatly in detail.
Fair enough, but okay. Aye.
Would you put up with Jennifer Aniston's acting?
What the fuck?
Are the Gentlemen scarier than Jennifer Aniston's acting?
Oh yeah, way scarier. So that's the idea. That's the big bad, the monster of the week. I think they're a fucking great monster of the week.
They are good. They're creepy, which is what they're meant to be. The scene where the lassie's in Giles' apartment and she looks out the window and then one just kind of pops out, that did kind of make us go, oh fuck.
Giles' orgasm friend.
Eh?
Orgasm friend. That's what Anya calls her.
Right. Okay.
No.
There's a lot of sexy talk at the start of that episode.
There is. Right, okay, so, at the start of the episode, we're in season 4, which is probably the weakest of the series, to be honest with you.
And there's a ton of sexy talk.
There's a ton of sexy talk, but it's about, like, there's a few episodes like that. There's one where Buffy and Riley get together, and they're sort of trapped into having sex over and over again.
Sweet.
As you do.
Wouldn't bother me.
Yeah. But they're like a battery that's keeping the house going. It's weird. It's a weird fucking episode. But there you go. So that's season 4 for you. But so where we're up to before the as the episode starts. So it's the university series or season. Buffy and Willow are in university. Xander isn't in university. Neither is Anya. So they've met Riley by this point, who is he's working for Professor, what's her name? Fuck it.
Professor X.
Yeah, not Professor X. I'm not gonna get it. So he's like her classroom assistant or something like that. So Buffy likes Riley. Riley likes Buffy, but they keep on fucking it up when they're speaking, so they can't communicate. Riley is a soldier in a thing called the Initiative, which studies and hunts demons and vampires and stuff like that. He doesn't know that Buffy is the Slayer, and she doesn't know that he's a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Xander and Anya they've just gotten together, but Anya's
having sexy time.
Yeah, having sexy time. But Anya's like she was formerly a demon and she was made human. So she thinks that Xander is just sort of using her for sexy time, basically.
Which you would.
Yeah, I would like Anya. But they're sort of having a crack or trying to speak at the start of the episode, but they're having trouble communicating. See where I'm going?
Right, yeah.
Right.
I see what you're doing.
Willow, who is in university with Buffy, she's trying to get into spells and all that kind of thing.
I thought you were going to say that other
Because,
bird. I thought you were going to say that other girl.
Not yet, not until later on in the series. Are you going to watch it now? But so she's joined like a sort of stupid, fucking pointless Wiccan group. She asks them, how are we going to actually do any spells? And they say, no, that's a negative like version of us, and we're not into that. We're into bake sales. But there's another
emo witches,
cunt witches. So she there's another lass in the group called Tara, who becomes one of the main characters, and eventually is a lesbian with Willow.
Big time.
But at that point, Tara is all shy in that. She had ideas similar to Willow's, that she actually wants to do spells, as they do later on in the episode. And she has trouble communicating.
Okay, I get it. You're getting kind of heavy-handed with the Joss Whedon dialogue.
No Joss Whedon dialogue.
Not in this episode, there's not.
Never that. So then, gentlemen come to town, slow on everyone's voices, and basically the town goes to fuck. So I mean, that's the sort of premise of the episode, really. So the episode goes by. I mean, it's only like 44 minutes long, 45 minutes long, really, when you take out the ad breaks that you get on the TV. Yeah. So I mentioned there where everybody is at the start of the episode. They can't communicate verbally anymore. By the end of the episode, we see Willow and Tara have we've not come together as girlfriends yet, but they've come together and they've done all magic and stuff, because they kind of go like with their hands and the thing flies.
Witchy shit.
Buffy and Riley know what the crack is.
Yeah.
By the end of the episode,
they have to have a talk.
They have a sort of there's like a big epic fight at the end of it, and so they find out that he's a soldier, she's a slayer. So they find out without having to speak about it. Xander and Anya, after the awesome scene with Spike, which is fucking great, they kind of find out that they've got genuine feelings, not just sexy time.
Aww.
Without speaking to each other. That's kind of the point of the episode.
So, if you don't talk to someone, everything's okay?
Yeah.
Is what they're saying?
Yeah. So actually, as an episode, it moves everybody's stories along nicely.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Well, I didn't know where the stories were at the start of the episode.
Well, that's why I did it, you see.
Right, okay.
That's why I told you.
Okay.
Right? So by at the end of the episode, there's a big fuck off fight in the gentleman's like fortress castle type thing. Buffy and Riley are fighting off the guys in the metal costume things.
They were cool.
Yeah. So them or the gentleman.
They reminded me of something though. I don't know what.
It's like a villain of Mario or something.
Something like that.
Yeah. They were cool though. Riley ends up smashing the box that contains everyone's voices, and then Buffy gets her voice back and screams, and that blows up the gentleman's heads.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. And that's the episode.
It is the episode, and it's her story, and it's good.
Yeah.
I did like it. I liked it. It's like I've never claimed to be a massive Buffy fan. Like, I preferred Angel, to be fair. When I watched Angel, I preferred that. But it's a good episode.
Yeah.
And it's one I hadn't seen before. It's one that I can honestly say I'd never been told about before. And I thought it was brave as balls for Joss to do that, because Joss is kind of known for dialogue.
Yeah, well, that's, as I said before, that's why he did it.
Yeah. Because
it's Joss Whedon and he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
He can, really.
Because he's Joss Whedon.
He can. Not Firefly season 2 though.
No, apparently not. But that's been our Buffy talk. It's a damn fine episode. It's my favourite episode. The body is still up there as well, but I think for a Monster of the Week type thing, rather than like an fully fucking act in school type thing, I think that's more of a Buffy episode than the body, because, well, I mean, there is a vampire in that, but the body is just so fucking perfect as a... It's just powerful as fuck. And you would like it, but I think you need to spend more time with the characters before you'll actually get invested in the fact that Joyce is fucking dead.
Don't know who Joyce is.
Buffy's mum.
Alright. We covered that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But you toned out and you probably double bleeped it to me.
It was 2.5 hours ago.
It was 2.5. So that's been that. Oh, you had a new thing to bring up, didn't you? That's been Buffy. You go.
What?
Just the pilot.
Right. We are bringing a new section to the show. We've been spitballing this for about 2 years. We have many ideas.
Sounds about right.
We have many ideas for the show, and
most of them are done when we've had a few drinks. And
yes.
Next again day, it's what were we talking about?
Yeah. So we decided to put it on the episode so that when I edit, I'll remember it and it will become a thing. Because when you say it's a thing, it becomes a thing. So we are doing just the pilot. We're going to take a TV show that we have not watched. Hopefully, neither of us have watched it. And we are going to watch the first episode and have a little chat about whether we would keep watching it, what we thought of it, who was in it, what it was about, and if we would recommend it. Just, 5-point plan. And I decided to choose a series, so hopefully you haven't seen this.
Seen it.
Have you seen a TV show called Frontier?
No. Is it on Netflix?
I think so.
Has it got Jason Momoa?
Yes, he's in it.
I've not seen it.
Right.
I have thought about watching it, but I ain't yet. So.
That's it. That's going to be the first, just the pilot. We're going to watch one episode, just the pilot, and then we will come back on the next episode and we will talk about it.
What if I really enjoy it? I want to watch more.
You can't until we've talked about it. You can't until we've talked about it.
But I can still talk about the pilot and watch more.
No, because then one of the things that we're going to do is, where do you think the series is going?
Oh, I see.
Or what do you think it's doing? So then it would be pointless because you've watched the whole fucking series.
Well, as we've covered before, I'm a complete lying bastard. So if I keep on watching it and you say, so where do you think the season's going? I'll go, I don't know.
I will know. Because you will go, I don't know. And if you do that, I'll know.
Right, okay.
So there you go.
So
and when you
like lesson like Mr. Ed or whatever.
What you don't know is that when you talk and you're lying, all I hear is me, 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 me.
As opposed to me, 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 me.
When it's the truth, it's me, 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 me.
Okay.
So yeah, Frontier is going to be the first, just the pilot, and that will be on the episode in 2 weeks' time, as will be our Sci-Fi Weekend recap. Hopefully with plenty of interviews and whatnot.
I'm sure we will.
I don't know if we've mentioned, but
Trump pool?
we're going to the press. Trumpet pool, you want to get him on?
Oh, yeah.
I'll get him on the show. I'll get him on the
think
show.
yeah.
If he does Halo for you.
I did say that as well.
Yeah, I know you
did. You see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're a massive, massive spoon. So yes, this has been episode 68. The Sexy Talk episode number 69 will be the next episode with the Sustain guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe, probably. Unless something else comes up.
It'll be fine.
But yeah, come back. We are on Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, all those other good shit podcast apps that you can get out there. We are amazing. Tell all your friends about us as well. This episode has been brought to you by Recorderlig. Not officially though, because they don't pay us fuck all.
And Wingbox. Don't pay us fuck all.
What the fuck is a Wingbox?
Nice, man. It's nice. Spicy chicken.
Why don't the Chinese have a phone book?
You did that already. You Patter's pish.
Right, okay. See you next time.